Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Podcast 572. As always, I'm your host, Kyle, joined by my two friends, Dan and Matt. I have 3 games on my list. I have played a lot of 2 of them. So I guess I'll start really quick by saying, like, Silent Hill F, I'm going to shelf it for now.
Yeah, you told me you're not feeling it, right?
I'm not feeling it. And partially it's not the game's fault. Like, for whatever reason, probably because I've said the word Silent Hill out, loud enough that my phone was like, you must like Silent Hill. So I'm getting all these like Facebook groups every time I open Facebook that's like Silent Hill fans and this and that. So a lot of things have been spoiled about that game for me. Like, I know why it's called Silent Hill F now. Today, it was actually spoiled for me the exact ending of that game. And I don't, for whatever reason, like, I guess I'll maintain, like, as I play the game, while it does still have the fog and stuff, it just doesn't feel like Silent Hill to me. I don't know. And nothing about the story. Again, I played like 3-4 hours of it, but nothing about the story is grabbing me in a way where I'm like, oh, I want to see where this goes. It's just kind of been whatever. And then with the like kind of half-assed Dark Souls combat with the stamina bar, I don't know. I looked at him like, I guess I'm not seeing what other people are seeing in the game. So I was like, the other problem is, like, I probably shouldn't have played this game while just having started Clair Obscur. That was a mistake on my part. So it could be that as well, but I just got to the point where I'm like, I'm going to shelf this. I'll come back to it down the road. Maybe they'll put out a pro patch that fixes the issues that are on that system. But so that game, it's on the shelf for now. My time has been spent between Clair Obscur and Bookshop Simulator. I'll talk about Bookshop Simulator very quick here. Ironically, it is a simulator game not made in Unity, which is a change. It's like the one and only one I've played now. The art style is almost like Disney-ish in a way. Like, it's different. Okay. It's much different looking. It's much different looking than all the others. Like, every other simulator game that you've seen, they all look the same. Like the supermarket one, like all of them. This one looks different. With the same assets. They're all made in Unity. This one is not. It is early access, but they do some things that are different here. They also, like, all the book titles are like very famous books but they're fake. So, like, in this game, it's Harry Fodder, I think is the name of him. There's Lord, instead of Lord of the Rings, it's Lord of the Bling, and then like stuff like that. It's interesting because I'm pretty sure most of that stuff is like free reign now, and you can do whatever you want. It is, and also I'm sure that I did not look and see, but I'm sure there are ways you could mod like custom books if you want to. Guarantee that game. I'm sure that exists, but it's also early access, and I don't want to get into the hole I got with the trading card game where it was like every time they patch it, we break the mod, and you have to redo that. Yeah, so I don't really care that much. The things that are different here is you can have multiple locations in multiple cities. So when you start, you have somewhere, I forget what the name of the first location, but it's in France. There's also there's also Paris, also in France, and then there's a location in Japan, which is the one that I'm currently working on. So I built up the first location, I expanded it as big as you can. You can then hire a manager that will like oversee it and just funnel money, and then you can move on to the next location. Basically, just do the same thing. But right now, like there's probably a lot more they can put into it, because right now it is literally just expanding the space as big as you can, building more bookshelves, putting more books up. You can sell, it's mostly books, but you can also sell like board games and stuff. There's bookmarks. There's like a bookmark display and stuff like that. It also has this fun thing where it'll do a shelf that's like used books. But then every time you buy used books, you might get a chance to either get a rare book. So like sometimes you might get a first edition or one that's like signed by the author. And then you have a special bookshelf for those. And then if you're very lucky, sometimes you'll pull a book that's like a modifier that you can put on a pedestal. You can only do one of these at each location. But like, for example, you might pull a book where it's like, okay, this book now, your worker will work 30% faster.
Oh, okay.
Or you'll earn 30% more money or something like that, which is cool as well. So it does things like that. I think that the ambient music that the game has in the background is very good too. The locations are like, I've only done the first location in France and then Japan, but they're very colorful. And like I said, I think the like Disney-ish aesthetic actually fits the game very well. So I've had a lot of fun. I put like 10 hours into it over the weekend and played quite a bit. So, but it is early access. It doesn't have any Steam achievements yet or anything like that. But I think from what is already there being an early access game, it's very good so far and very promising. Kind of like Water Park Simulator. Like and I'll probably do the same thing with this game. Water Park Simulator is very good. I hit kind of like where the content is in that game now. So I'll go back to it once they patch it. I'll probably do the same thing with this game. So
yeah, I could see what you're talking about art style wise. It kind of reminds me of like Dreamlight Valley game.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, easily looks something like that.
I mean, it's catchy though. Like the color wise, I mean,
it stands out because like
I was about to say, they picked really well.
Even Water Park Simulator, I can't remember if that one. I don't think that one is made in Unity either. But even that game has kind of the same graphical style as everything else. So, but this kind of makes this game like really stand out, and also like. We're literally now one step away from somebody making the video store simulator.
We're so close.
We're so close to it. If you can make a book one and have a bunch of fake books, you can do the same thing with VHS tapes.
Right. But I want I think the important thing is I want the video store simulator. I want it like set in the 90s.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
Or like early 2000s. So it's like VHS and DVDs kind of a thing.
Yeah. I could see that. Mm-hmm. Or like maybe it spans across the timeline. So like, as you build like goals,
DVDs are
like beta, then VHS, that would be cool. Mm-hmm. So we keep shopping this game.
We've got the idea.
We have this concept, right? Yeah.
I've just never fucked around in Unity to be able to make it. So.
There you go. And then Clair Obscur. So where I am in this game, I've beaten Act 1. You and I have talked about that. The moment happened. I will say going into that, like I kind of guessed kind of what was going to happen, just not to who, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Without dancing around what happens. But I did not expect a brand new character to enter the picture at that point.
Oh, to swap.
Yeah, kind of a swap type thing. Where I am at now, and I'm going to try and explain this without spoiling.
I think you could spoil. The game's been out for like 6 months. If you haven't played it now,
if I choose to play it, I'll be okay.
Yeah, and also like I also don't like. Do not write in and spoil this game for me, please. Like I have avoided.
I think spoilers. You're free to talk about where you are now because we've been. The
last thing that I just did before I saved it up a little bit ago. The new guy. His name starts with a V. Okay, we got to this mansion. Like the mansion or whatever, the door opens. There's like the two ladies that are in there, one with a broken face and the other one. And then our homie comes out. His name starts with an R.
Renoir. Oh, you're Renoir. At that. Okay. Are you at that boss fight in the courtyard?
We beat him.
I beat him. Fucking nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Compared to everything he's done before that is crazy.
Okay. Yeah. His boss fight, pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. And that is after that, we got to the camp, had that cutscene, and I saved.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at now. I don't know if the tracker saying I'm at the 50% mark is correct or not as far as the story goes.
If you were to just like finish the game, like if you were to go, 50% feels about right because you haven't done the Axon stuff yet. Have they talked about the Axons?
The last cutscene I had, you go to the curator. And they talk about the Axon stuff. And now they're talking about like, well, we can either go to this monolith or this other one.
Okay. So you're doing the Axons next. Yeah.
That's
next. You're literally like halfway because it's really like Axons are next. And then it's like the monolith. And then there's some stuff after that. So, but this is the point of the game too, where you're going to get real fucking sidetracked with stuff you can go do now.
I mean, there
now
have been
that you're,
times
like, out of here
on the map where it's like, wow, that looks like a real giant ass enemy. I don't think I should be fighting.
There are two of those.
Okay.
One of them you cannot do until much later.
I assume it'll come up and tell you, like, you don't want to do this right now, homie. like
the big enemies, not really. The big enemies,
okay.
like they'll let you do it. There's one big dude in the ocean who's just kind of walking around. I've seen
the ocean guy. Yeah,
he's tough but doable. What you get from beating him is very worth it. I will tell you.
Okay.
So it might be worth.
My characters are like roughly around level 25, right?
You could probably do it, but it's going to be a lot of dodging and stuff. And that guy has a very specific battle mechanic. But the reward is highly worth it. Probably one of the best things you could get in the game at this point by far. So it might be worth just fucking around and see what you could do. But you are going to be able to go to a lot of different places now because you're on the other side of this. You can go. I want you to go and find my buddy, the Face Man, and fight him and tell me what you think about that. Okay. You'll know what I mean when you see him.
Okay.
I call him the Face Man.
Call him the Face Man.
Okay. Fucking sucks.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're about halfway, but in terms of like exploring the game, you're maybe a quarter of the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure there's a lot more.
There's so much more stuff to do. Which is all worth doing in that game. I laugh because they just announced, I don't think you put this in like news or if we talked about it at all, but like they just announced, free patch, new areas, new boss fights, new challenges. Because we love you guys so damn much. We're just going to explode this game up even more.
That's crazy. No, I didn't go back. That.
Yeah, it's a free patch that's coming.
Are they going to add like more trophies?
I don't know, but new places to explore, new things to do. Yeah, I mean, fuck yeah.
That's cool.
The more of this game, the better. And I think one of the producers, just somebody even came out and said that nobody has found the last secret yet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is cool. The thing about that, whenever developers say stuff about that in their game,
could be something really silly and stupid.
Cool. Yeah. But a lot of times it's like, if you go here, there's a building block on this table with the letter S on it, and that means that means fucking nothing to anybody.
Exactly.
But
it just continues to be a great game. As I play it.
And game, the thing about that game that makes it so great, it's like every moment is better than the last one. Like it's always building in
a very depressing way.
Yeah, in a terrible way.
It is a very, very depressing game as you play it.
You haven't seen shit yet. Dude.
Okay.
Because you may have been able to kind of guess that thing. I doubt you still have any. What do you think?
I don't even know.
You're halfway through the game.
I don't even know.
What do you think is happening?
I don't even know.
Yeah, you're right. Because you don't.
It doesn't matter.
The reveal,
I have no clue.
I think I've told you before. The reveal it's a big reveal. I would argue it's a little cliche, but it doesn't bother me in the context of this game.
Oh, okay.
Because it makes everything in the game make sense.
Okay.
Here's another question.
I thought the only other thing I was thinking is that your buddy, what's his name again? That guy's name
Renoir.
Okay. When I saw him the first time he came out, like I thought he was maybe an older version of your buddy Gustav or whatever, and I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But the more it has gone on, it's clearly not that. So, I did not also like because it's revealed as well as that the new guy that you have in your party,
Verso,
that is his father. In the context,
you do know that.
I do know that. That's revealed in that cutscene before you fight him. And I like how just as that's revealed, your other buddies show up and they're like, "We just read about this and this." Yeah. So that's been revealed. So that also further killed my theory on it's an older version of Gustav, because at first when that guy walked out, that's totally what I thought was happening. So I'm like, okay, some weird bullshit alternate universe thing or something, but I at this point I've just succumbed to I have no fucking clue, and that's fine.
Here's another mystery.
That's perfectly fine with me.
I want you to have this mystery in your head because it's definitely a mystery in the game, but I don't know if you're putting as much importance on it in your head at this point. But I want you to be thinking about it. Just think about your buddy, the curator.
Okay.
He's bigger. He's more important than you think he is.
He clearly now, like, I didn't think much of it until this most recent cutscene. And like, no, he seems like he's a bigger piece of this than I originally thought.
He's a very important part of everything that's happening.
Okay.
And I think they do a good job, like you just said, they do a good job of like slow burning that where he's just this mysterious guy who hangs out in the house. No, it's something else.
There's something else there. Yeah. So it's just like I said, every time I play it, it continues to be great.
And then the fucking music, man. Like
music, that one guy's theme or whatever I told you, like that was a banging track.
You haven't even hit the ultimate banger yet.
Okay.
And you'll know it. You'll know it. It's not until I'm trying to think how much later. It's later for sure because you've got a lot of stuff to do between now and then.
No, I do for sure.
But you will know that one when it happens because the moment that sets it up and then when it hits, it's like, oh my God. God, what a fucking game, dude. Like
it's been great so far. And I think, like I said, I think that is also the reason why, like, in comparison, I tried to get into Silent Hill. I'm just like, it's not doing it for me. So, so I'm just going to continue the Clair Obscur for now. We'll talk about this later because we got an email on it, but I do also have, and I'll look at it at some point, but I did get that Hell Is Us game. So a physical copy. So
I think I saw that on Woot.
Has it hit Woot? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. That totally feels like a game that will be on Woot if it isn't already. What about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
I mean, it's mainly just going to be updates on stuff I've already played, plus one new thing. But we'll do the Borderlands 4 update. We've played probably another 4 to 6 hours, man. Like the weird part about this game is, I think I talked about it last time, but like I really just don't feel like we're getting anything done. We're just kind of doing the same shit over and over and over again. Which, at least in the last Borderlands game, I felt like it was always kind of pushing you forward.
Sure.
This one, it's far easier to get like sidetracked and like, oh, there's a quest or there's this collectible, and we'll split up and we'll go around here and how do I get up here? But at the end of the session, it's like, did we even accomplish anything? I think I got like 3 levels. So it's a lot. Borderlands 4 is a lot of Borderlands, and I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's fine, but it's just more of that game. And
more Borderlands.
Well, at least like Wonderlands tried to change it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like it definitely was like, it's where you're playing the game and like there's an overworld map, which is weird, and the game tried to do something different.
For sure.
It didn't succeed in a lot of places, but having just finished 3 and feeling like that was a blown up version of 2, 4 is just a far blown up version of 3. And I'm one of the people that's like, I don't mind it when games take a long time. Clair Obscur, I could have played twice as long, but like this game, Clair, I always felt like I was doing something or finding something cool or learning something.
A new thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And boss mechanics change and things are different. Boss mechanics will change during a boss fight. Borderlands, it's literally just like find this thing, shoot it, find this thing, shoot it, find this thing, shoot it. It's not really that different. I will say in this game, elemental stuff seems to have more of a point than in the past, so I'm at least making better choices when it comes to that kind of stuff. But at most, that's what I'm doing. Like the grenade can also be a rocket launcher, can also be a minigun thing. Got so fucking dumb at one point. I'm like, I'm just using grenades, period. Like I can't handle pulling out a minigun for 2 seconds. It's pointless. So we keep trudging along. What a great game. Another update on, let's play some more Anthem because they got to get it done by January 12th or whatever. This game sucks. Like
I'm sure it's bad.
It's not even like bad because they're shutting it down and blah blah blah. It must have been terrible from the start because everything about this game is shit. You control like shit. The guns are shit. You fly like shit. The story mechanic of we got to a point where like we beat like 6 story missions, and the next thing for us to do is like find these tombs. I want you to go explore these 4 tombs, which I assume are what the game considers to be like dungeons or instances or something.
I would assume so, yeah.
It's what it seems like. However, you can't just go into them. No. You can go to them. There's 4 of them. They're already marked on the map. You get there and then you touch the door, and the door is like, well, in order to open this, you have to do 5 world events. You have to open 10 treasure chests.
Oh, that's trashy.
This makes no sense in the context of the game.
Yeah.
I can't open this. They're trials, but I can't open the trial until I've opened this thing 5 times or done this or done that or done this. It's so fucking dumb.
That's dumb.
And it's just like it gatekeeps you from doing the main content by forcing you to do bad side content. Like go to
what's the max level you have to be in that game?
That's a great question. I have no fucking 50 maybe.
Does it have like any kind of like prestige thing or something you have to do after?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But let's talk about challenge tracking because that's important. It's sporadic if it appears in your menu or not. So one of the trophies is like finish the 3 shotgun challenges, the 3 sniper rifle, whatever. Well, first off, those challenges didn't even exist on my list until we finished like the 5th story mission. But then when they did come in, only like half of them came in.
Wonderful.
And we were talking about it's like, but it says you have to do 3 shotgun challenges. So how come they're not even there? But then then my game crashed and then his game crashed. We all had to quit out and join back in. And when I joined back in, now the other missions are here. Where'd they come from? They weren't here a minute ago. Did it have trouble?
It's like a server thing or something.
Yeah, it's just the game is it's so obviously for now it's dead. Like there's nobody in it. Like the hub area is so dumb because it's first person. You walk like you're walking through glue. And it's just literally go here, talk to this person, go here, talk to this person, and then go out and do an exploration thing. There is like a hub thing where you can see other people running around. There's nobody in it. But it's third person in there and you can jump around. Like the design of it is like somebody's like, oh, you know, the tower in Destiny? What if we shrunk it down and did nothing and it took out anything that could be considered fun in it and did it and you were by yourself?
That's bad.
And they all went, yeah, fuck yeah. It is no wonder to me that this game fucking cratered. Remember, this game was like trash immediately after launch.
Yeah, well, it was immediate.
Remember, it went down like $5 in like less than a year. That's why I own a physical copy of it because it was $5. I own a physical copy of it for PS4 and Xbox because my buddy was at the store. He's like, I bought you a copy of Anthem. So I didn't even fucking want it. He's like, I did it anyway. Okay, cool. And then, every time you boot it up, it says, hey, we're shutting down January 12th. But don't worry, there's plenty of content still locked behind paywalls.
That's what the think fuck? At least just make for the last all free. Month. Yeah, you would think.
Why isn't it all free? Who cares? You can't buy the game anymore on the console. The only way you can still get it is like digitally is if you have the EA thing. It's still in there. But why is all the stuff locked behind pay stuff that I can't buy? I can't buy the currency to buy it.
It's weird.
It's just I don't understand why games do that. They know they're shutting down. Who cares? The only time I remember a game doing that was Marvel Heroes.
Yeah,
because they basically like a month before it was supposed to shut down. They said fuck it, and they just like every character's free, every boost is free. Who cares? And and then they shut it down 2 weeks later. Moral of the story: Anthem's a fucking terrible game, and we're gonna have to push to get this platinum. But I will get if I can get Babylon's Fall platinum, I can get Anthem. This. Arguably, my buddy and I were doing this. We're talking the other day. Babylon's Fall was a better game.
Oh,
that's fucking bad to say that bad. Because that game, at least, like, you go through this level, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you go on to the next one. And then to platinum it, just replay some levels. This is just like, it's mind numbing.
A bunch of busy work.
Yeah, and it's another thing that's dumb too is like the whole point is like flying your cool jetpack around, right? Going from here to there, whatever. Gee, you gotta hope to fly through some waterfalls and stuff to cool yourself down, or you'll crash.
Well, that's right.
And
that
you
was
have
what
to
that
wait
game
for it to like reboot. Why? Why?
Dumb.
That's your main mode of traversal. I can't just walk anywhere. You're limiting how bad. I can traverse your game unless I do it exactly the way you want me to.
Nope.
Fuck, dude. Like, God. Thank God EA is a Saudi-owned company now. I don't have to worry about their shit anymore.
There you go.
What else have I played? I played a good game. I played Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered. I have finished Chapter 1, and I'm getting into, the heart of Chapter 2. And there's a lot of, like, it's still really good. Like, the voice acting stuff makes the game so much better. I feel like in the PS1 version, and even the PSP one. The story can be hard to follow. It's very old timey war espionage backstabbing kind of shit.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
When you introduce like voice acting and stuff, it's easier to follow because you get a better sense of like who the characters and stuff are. Yeah, still really good. The quality of life stuff makes that game so much better. Where you can basically like force encounters. Yeah. So you can and then you can auto battle like the generic encounters to just get job points and stuff. I just let them go do their thing. And then for the most part, they're smart enough. They make really dumb decisions sometimes too. Like I have a white mage, obviously, on the team. And I give her the direction of heal allies. That's the whole thing you have to do. And she goes, okay. The only thing. She walks around. She won't heal people. I guess there must be like a minimum that they have to get to before she'll do it.
Probably.
But then she just has to raise people. It's like if you just fucking cured them, none of this would be a problem. but sometimes she'll walk around and cast protect like over and over and over again. I don't know what the scripting for it is, but it's bad. But in like generic fights, it's fine. Yeah, but that game continues to be very good. I've still got a lot left of it, but that's when I want to sit down and actually play a game by myself. That's what I play. And then the last thing I did is I popped open Tony Hawk's 3 and 4 finally because I wanted something else to do.
Did you unlock Bam Margera?
No, not yet. I've just been messing around. I finished the Foundry and I'm on to the next thing. God damn, dude, that game is incredible.
Still great.
It's so good. Like, you know what the thing is too? It's like having played 1 and 2 not too long ago. It really just does feel like 1 and 2, just with the new level. But it's fine because that's
have you played the water park level yet or no?
I did free skate in it.
Okay, yeah, it's very awesome. Good.
Yeah,
it feels like it's right from. Like that's why I said at this point now, it really seems like Underground is what they're going to do next.
Yes,
like even Tony Hawk's been out there teasing that. So.
I think so. I think that's the logical progression because. But I think after that,
let them make one.
Do a new one, or we talked about it multiple times. Make a new Thug. If the next thing they made was a remake of Underground 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. The next thing after that, let them make their new Tony Hawk's New Underground or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
But that's what they should do.
I think so.
Yeah. And, we talked a lot about before it came out, like, taking away the time limit from 4 or putting the time limit in 4. But then you have free skate. So you can really just kind of do what you want.
If you want to do that, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's I don't feel like that's a big issue. I mean, I get why, when Tony Hawk 4 came out, it was cool because it was something new.
Yes.
Because it really had played the same kind of the first 3 games with we added annuals and rebirths and stuff.
Yeah.
4 made it different. Now it's the kind of thing where it's like, I kind of like them being streamlined as pick a skater and just
I do too. Skate. Yeah, for sure.
It would have been cool if they could have done something where you remember like how Hitman did it, where like all of it got merged into one thing.
They still could do that.
Where like if I boot 3 and 4, I could also play 1 and 2 if I own it or something from within the game. Yeah. That would have been ideal because then it's just you could play Tony Hawk 1 through 4 like in this thing would be awesome.
It'd be like
neat, that one thing. But yeah, God, dude, that game looks incredible. It plays incredible. Sounds incredible. I thought I'd be bummed by the soundtrack not being the same. There's enough of the old songs that it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't even really.
Well, and also,
you're limited 2 minutes. It's not really a thing.
We live in the era where, like, if you really want that old soundtrack, people have made those playlists on Spotify. You can just pipe that in instead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that a lot with the first one.
Yeah. So I like it a lot. It's really good. I would like to see them. Obviously, I think you're right. I think Thug is next, but I would love to see them make their own thing. I think they totally.
At this point, I would too. At this point, I would too.
Whoever made Tony Hawk 5, these people get it.
No, these people get it. It's not Robomoto.
Yeah. No, fuck no. Because this is Iron Galaxy.
Iron Galaxy, yeah. They clearly know.
I trust Iron Galaxy as a studio to make things that already exist. Every time they've tried to make like their own thing, it has always kind of like bombed. Because they made that didn't they make that like wrestling?
Something like that. Are you talking about like the? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was only around for like 3 months.
But like for what it was, that Killer Instinct new one was pretty decent.
Again, Killer Instinct was very good. I cannot believe they never made another one.
I think
would
that's
have been
more of a Microsoft thing than
that's
it was,
a Microsoft
they
choice
didn't want to
for
do
sure.
it.
Yeah, but
so
that would have been real easy to do. But yeah, so that's mostly what I mean. You know, I'm dicking around in Arcade Paradise because I played the PS4 version of it.
There were a couple nights where I got really close to installing that on the PS5.
It's so good.
Arcade, and then every time I was like, "What are you fucking doing, man?" Plus, this week, and we'll heavily be able to talk about it next time we record. But Power Wash Simulator 2 is out.
I looked today, and I'm upset that I can't install it.
And I'm ready to buy it. I have PSN currency.
Let me buy it.
And then the Plants vs. Zombies thing is out this week too.
And then Katamari.
Is Katamari this week too?
Katamari's next Friday.
How much is it?
40.
It's 40. That's fine.
But it's a brand new one.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like most Katamari games are like remakes, remixes, all that kind of stuff. This is a new one.
Are they making, is that physical?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think I told you I reserved it. Maybe I didn't tell you, but I reserved it at GameStop. And
well, that's right. You were telling me
my friend told me you can't reserve it anymore.
Yeah.
As like a week ago, and I was like, oh, okay. So you're gonna get like 2 copies, which is mine. And see if it's on Amazon. I wonder if it is.
I'm checking right now.
Yeah.
What is it called? Is it just
new
Katamari?
Shit, I don't know.
I'm just gonna type in Katamari.
It should be the first thing that pops up.
Once Upon a Katamari. Is that the name of it?
I think so. Is that it?
It says release date Friday, so it's got to be this. Well, I mean, I could believe that's an in-store thing. It says it'll let me. I'm on the GameStop website, but it says I can pre-order and ship it to my house.
Well, I'm sure on the
but
GameStop
it also
website,
says
sure.
But it says pick up in store, not available. So
Amazon has it.
Yeah,
Amazon has it. Okay.
Yeah, it says this item will be released on October 24th. I have
credit. We'll talk about that later.
The thing is, like Amazon says they have it. That's not always true anymore.
Yeah. No, that's not fucking true
at all. They cancel stuff.
Yeah.
But
they have a Nintendo Switch and a PlayStation 5 copy.
Fuck, dude, I love Katamari so much.
Since we brought it up, I have in my hand what could be the last physical Xbox game I ever purchased.
Oh no!
What is it? And it's Oblivion.
Oh, you got it.
So I totally forgot to, because I was going to use some of that GameStop credit, and we'll talk about that later. But I totally forgot. I was like, I should just use my GameStop credit, and then it was like right after I thought of that, my Amazon notification was like, this shipped, because it came a day early. But do you think they care? It's been out digitally for months. So
no.
But I thought about it. I'm like, this is probably the last physical game I'll get, because I have it digitally on the PlayStation. That's why I got it for the Xbox.
What else could you possibly buy physically for Xbox?
I have that dumb Terrifier game.
I'm just saying, like in general, though, because like let's say Fable does come out, that's not going to be on disc. At best, it's going to be a Avowed Steelbook case.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, like the Avowed thing? Yeah. I could see that. That will piss people
Worlds
off.
You won't buy for it. You'd buy that for PlayStation before you bought it for Xbox.
Outer Worlds, Outer Worlds is out. I think, is it this Friday, or I think it's either this Friday or the following Tuesday. I don't remember, but I will probably look at this. I have Game Pass until the middle of January, and that's when mine is up.
Yeah, I would play it on there if you can.
I will probably look at it between now and then. I don't know if I'll look at it right away. It's a bad weekend for that. Like, I'll tell you right now, like, Power Wash is what I'm going to
so
be
like
playing.
Outer Worlds. I love the first one. The second one's coming out. I'd rather play a Katamari game in Power Wash.
I would rather play Power Wash right now.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
I'm mad that wasn't this weekend.
Me too.
I
actually thought, I was like, oh man, Power Wash is going to come out. Fuck. But God, I'm stoked for that.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah.
What have you been playing? You've been playing something new.
Yeah. So I got Little Nightmares this past week, so I decided to dive into it. I'm kind of disappointed in it so far.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's really kind of upsetting. So I saw a bunch of like critique on it online after I got it, and I started looking at it more. And apparently, the people who made 1 and 2 didn't make 3.
Interesting. Okay.
The creators, or the people who made 1 and 2, are actually making this new one called Reanimal. I think it drops next year. That actually looks like it should have been the predecessor for Little Nightmares 3 than what Little Nightmares 3 looks like.
Okay.
Character-wise, it's fine. Like the two characters they work well together. The downfall I have is right now I have only seen one. I've played like an hour and a half of it so far, and I've only seen one boss-like creature, and it's like a big baby doll.
Okay.
And it just doesn't feel like what Little Nightmares 1 and 2 were originally. And I mean, again, it was made by somebody different, so that might be it. But it's still there's something about it that just doesn't feel the same. I'm going to keep playing it because I know it's not that long, and I do want to go ahead and,
yeah, I think from what I've read, it's not extremely long.
Yeah, not at all. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to push through it to finish it.
Well, I think you're glad you didn't buy that collector's edition then.
Oh, dude, I am super glad I didn't buy it. Kind of disappointed because I'm like, man, at this point, I felt like maybe I should have just waited and just fucking bought it like I did Little Nightmares 1 and 2, the way I bought those. But I mean, it's fine. You know, you buy shit sometimes, it just doesn't work out, so it's not like you can't really do anything about it. But I'm gonna finish it. Maybe it'll change up, maybe it'll be better, maybe the ending will kind of do something different, but we'll see what happens. I'm still playing Sons of the Forest because I've gotten to a point now where I'm starting to find more stuff, so it's becoming more intense. And like, man, I used to be able to breeze through these guys, and now it's like these guys are just killing me, and it's crazy. So I'm like on day 18, but I keep dying. So now I'm trying to find the shovel tool, because once you get that, it opens up a lot more stuff for you. So the problem is the shovel is in a area where you have to like fight. I think they call them like blinders, where essentially they don't see, they go off sound, but they're like aggressive as hell. Like they will literally come at you for everything. And you can't really like, I have a pistol, but it takes like 2 or 3 shots in the head to get them down. And then you can like craft sticks to fight them with, but it takes like 5 or 6 of those to knock them down. And I'm at this part where it's like there's like 6 of these things and they're like surrounding this area. It's such a pain in the ass, but it's still a lot of fun. And even though I've died multiple times, I still find myself going back to it a lot. I also did some demos and some playtests this weekend. So I downloaded that Marvel Cosmic Invasion demo. I saw it drop.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
Character wise, it's interesting because you get to be 2 characters at the same time. So like it's like you get to tag out whenever you need to.
Okay, I was gonna say you probably have to tag then.
Yeah. Okay. And it's cool. That aspect is cool because you can play as someone like, so like the people that they have right now, I'm probably gonna mess up, but I know it's Rocket, Storm, Nova, Wolverine, Captain America. I think there's 2 more people. Venom and Spider-Man. There you go. The problem I have with this, and it's not anything big, but it's just kind of irking me a little. So like the bad guys essentially all carry like plasma rifles, all have like some type of gun to them, which is fine. When they shoot a projectile, it goes across the screen. Perfectly fine. But when you shoot a projectile, it stops halfway. And I'm like, that doesn't make any, that's weird. Like, why would mine stop halfway, but theirs goes all the way? But theirs doesn't, yeah. Another thing I'm not a big fan of is like, so when you play Turtles and you hit your special, everybody on the screen gets affected by it.
Right.
For some reason, when you hit your special here, they have to be literally next to you for you to utilize it. And that made it a little strange too. I was like, well, I know it's a demo. Maybe they'll go in and update some stuff with feedback they get. I don't know where they're at with it. It's still a little weird that those small little things seem like they were missed in the game. Yeah. Because like I played like my first run through, I played as like Storm and I want to say Storm and Spider-Man. And then which was fine. But then, like I said, I had like 3 or 4 guys on the screen with me, and when I hit my special, like one dude got affected with it, and the other 3 were like, "Aha, bitch!" And I was like, "Huh, well, that's weird." And I was like, "Well, maybe that was a one-off. Maybe they were in like weird areas, and I couldn't hit them right." But no, it's like legit. Like you just can't hit them if they're outside of like your immediate range, and it's just strange how that happened. I mean, I would buy it just because I do like the way it looks. I just don't think it's something I'll definitely buy when it drops. I definitely just will wait it out and like, be okay with it. Another thing I ran through was this game called Arc Raiders.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people playing this. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a three-person team extraction. You can play solo, you can play duos. Maximum is 3. But it's a 3v whoever else is on this map with you type of deal.
Okay.
It's an extraction shooter, so you're essentially going out to find materials to bring back to your campsite, so you can like craft other shit, and like upgrade your weapons and things like that. If you die while you're out on the top side is what they call it, you lose all your equipment, of course. So like anything you have goes bye-bye. It's cool. It's actually a lot of fun. I've been playing it with one of the guys we work with, Brian.
Okay.
And me and him have the same play style, so we've literally been going in and like we'll loot and then we'll like sneak back out. But you can kind of see different play styles on how people play. We've ran into some other teams and they've like murked us before, but some of the like top side enemies, like not the people you're playing, but the actual like bots in the game are a pain in the ass. Like they really are difficult to get past. So far I've ran into like what they call a stinger, a snitch, a wasp, a hornet. There's a rocketeer and a leaper, and the leaper and the rocketeer feel like they're indestructible. Like you can literally everybody, like I was at a team of 3 and we were just gunning this thing down and it was not dying. It's fun. It actually is a lot of fun. I was actually expecting it not to be as much as entertaining as it is. But it is. It's
Am I reading correctly? It's not a free to play game when it comes out. It's
that's
a $40
my only
game.
Downfall is it's not a free to play game.
I don't know.
It's a $40 price tag. And I will say that
it's a gamble though.
It is a gamble
for them.
Yeah, it really is, because the downfall is Battlefield 6 just dropped. Mm-hmm. This drops, I think, next week.
The 30th, it said.
Oh, okay.
Is the full release, and it's right around when Call of Duty hits. I think
exactly.
So, yeah.
So I think they did a horrible job of dropping it.
I would have pushed it.
I would have pushed it back too, because it's a good game. Like it actually is a lot of fun and it is entertaining. And even if you're playing solos, it's still fun. Like it's okay to run. I ran 2 missions by myself where I just looted the entire time and snuck out. So, I mean, you can play it by yourself and feel okay. It's just at a $40 price tag. It's like,
that's kind of steep.
You could I felt like at 20, I would be all in. No good doubt, I would definitely buy it at 20.
Okay.
40 just kind of is difficult.
Seems steep for what it's offering, yeah.
Because again, it is in between Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty, and I just don't feel like you're going to get a good player count at this point in time. I've already said if it drops on sale like in January, March, I'll probably grab it then, just because I do like it. And like the stages, you only play one stage, but I want to say there's a total of 6, but the one stage you're in is done so well. Like it looks really good. Like it's clean. I haven't had an issue with like feeling like anything drops off as I'm running around. It's done really well, and like I just feel like it has the ability to be a good game. I just feel like the drop of where it's at is going to cause a problem.
It's going to cause a major problem.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I'll definitely grab it whenever it drops on sale. I'm thinking in like January and February, just to kind of like, because I do enjoy it. I did enjoy the play that I had with it, and it's pretty fun. I do want to say, because I know we had somebody who emailed us from Augusta, Georgia a while back. If you are in the Augusta area or around the Augusta area, we have a new video game store called Victory Gaming. They literally just opened up, I want to say maybe like 2 weeks ago. And it's like half a video game store and half rental booths for their like PCs you can rent, to where you can also rent like game stations. So they have like the Switch 2 up and like things like that. They have like a whole driving simulator thing there too. Looks
like
really cool.
Like the golf thing.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, so. Or you mean like the racing sims? Yeah,
like the it's a big chair like you're sitting in and you're steering it. It looks really cool, but it's you can rent it. You can rent each booth out for $15 an hour, which I was like, that's actually not bad at all.
No.
But I took a lot of my stuff there. Not even a lot. I took probably like a quarter of the stuff that I still have that I haven't sold. And I got like $150 from him. And
sure.
It's not bad. He has a lot of good stuff there. So, I mean, if you're in the area, give it a look, see if you can find something. And if not, if you got stuff on your shelf, take it to him. Because, I mean, dude needs like...
Probably needs inventory.
Yeah, he needs inventory, and he literally, I brought him like, I honestly thought titles that weren't really that great, but I didn't see them on his shelf, and that's why I took it to him, because I was like, you look like you needed inventory. Here you go, man. And I didn't even question his prices, like as far as what he was buying stuff for. I was just like, dude, I don't care, just take it, because I don't need it anymore, and it's going to sit on my shelves. So. Yeah, give it a shout. Give it a little look-see there if you're in the area. But that's me.
Yeah, no, we can kick over to news. Not as I would say not as crazy as the last time we recorded.
Well,
there's still fallout from the Xbox.
Your game company didn't practically go out of business within the last 2 weeks.
Didn't decide to nuke everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's still fallout and aftershocks from the Microsoft stuff. We had right after the last time that we recorded the quiet confirmation that Microsoft has scrapped the Game Pass discount for DLC, which they give you that cut of like, I think it was like 10% if you have Game Pass, if you were playing the game or whatever. If you had Game Pass, let's say like, for example, Outer Worlds 2 is out this next week. When the inevitable DLC comes out for that game, because there'll be a DLC pack for it, you get a 10%, cut off on that. They remove that. And their answer, which, is shitty as all the other answers they've been giving out, is that they are giving out more rewards points, even though those are capped now. Right. So, but they're giving more rewards points out. So sure. I mean, the biggest thing that has dominated their news now, other than people canceling their subscription service, is like, are they going to have a next gen console? Are they not? Is this thing been canceled? What exactly is going on? Like now, I think now at the time of recording, the ROG Ally thing is out, right? Like that thing is fully.
And it's getting, the thing about it too is it's getting like good reviews and stuff, but a lot of the stuff is basically just like, yes, it is an Xbox branded one of the.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like that's the important thing. It's not their handheld. Yeah. So, and I will clarify, because I looked it up the other night to get clarification. You can install games natively on it from Game Pass if it is a Play Anywhere game. But if it is a console only Game Pass game, no, you can only stream it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can also do the same thing for games that are on Steam or the Epic Game Store. So I was mistaken on that. I thought that thing was literally just a streaming thing like the PlayStation Portal. So I will admit that. But there's been all this scuttle going on. Like, are they going to scrap this next gen system? Have they already scrapped it? Is it still happening? And I think one of the important things to put out there is, like, for whatever reason, up until this console generation, these companies have always sold these systems at a loss. Because the thing is, you sell the system at a loss, you're going to make it up by selling games over that
Controllers
generation.
were the biggest one.
Controllers,
headsets,
yeah, exactly.
Any kind of accessory.
For whatever reason, this generation, they decided, we need to make profit on these systems. And that's one of the reasons why they've never dropped in price. Like even before tariffs and all that shit aside, there has never been a permanent price drop for PS5 or the Xbox. It just hasn't happened. Now they're more expensive, but
yeah.
But I think one of the statistics I saw going around right now, or statistics / rumor, is the next PlayStation apparently is going to be less powerful, but they keep using the term more affordable compared to whatever this Xbox is, which is going to be more expensive. And then you have to ask the question then, like, is Microsoft really going to put out a system that is $1,000?
Why would I buy that?
Like, who's going to buy that now?
Why would I do that? The whole point
you
of console versus like PC gaming is I can buy a pre-made box, I plug into my TV, and it just fucking works.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to upgrade my graphics card every 2 years, and my motherboard. I have to put a new RAM. Like, no, I don't do any of that shit. The whole point of this is like it's plug and play. But now you're asking me to spend $1,000 on your console, which is going to play Xbox games digitally. What the fuck am I paying for? I better have a 4 terabyte hard drive inside of it.
I mean, and then the rumor going around is that now there will be another massive round of layoffs in Q1, which would be like January, February. And that one of the big rumblings out of that is going to start with the hardware division. So that's why this is ramping up. Like, do you think? But again, like from Microsoft's standpoint, I would say every decision they've made this year would lead me to believe, why would they put out another system?
Well, the other thing too is like, where am I going to buy that at? I mean, if you see, it's become kind of a meme, but you see like photos from like Targets were taking their Xbox section out. I went to Best Buy a couple days ago. Yeah, they don't have much in the terms of like games anymore anyway, but Xbox is pathetic compared to the PlayStation and the Switch. Why wouldn't they just take that out too? They could put more power tools or the fuck Best Buy carries in there.
Whatever it is they want.
Yeah. Best Buy's a weird. When's the last time you went in one?
Me, not that long ago.
It's fucking weird now.
It's weird now. It's like...
I saw
the one that I went into,
lawn
it's
tools
like
in there. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Like way more people working than I would think would be working in 2025.
Far too many people working there. Far
like
too many.
Way too. Where it's like,
why does that place have more than one register?
Right?
I don't. What?
In the last 5 years, every time I've gone into a Best Buy, I've never seen like a line at the register.
Anytime I've got anything from Best Buy, I reserved it for pickup in store. I walk in and I show them my phone.
You go to the service thing. Yeah.
And the lady goes, okay. And she comes over and hands it to me and I go, thank you. And I leave. Like, I laugh when they're like, when you walk in and there's 2 people at that little thing where it's like, can I help you find anything? First off, why are there 2 of you here? And no, It's just a Best Buy. Like, I know what I'm doing. I think the problem with most Best Buys now is they're too big. Yeah. I feel like you could fit that store in half of what it is. Because most of the sales floor is just TVs. Well,
think about what's been pulled out of there, right? Like there's no more CDs. Those are gone. They don't sell movies at all anymore. So we removed that whole part of it.
Yeah.
Those are 2 huge things that used to have to occupy a large spot of that. Like, remember 20 years ago, but going into a Best Buy, how big the CD section was?
It was mostly media.
It was mostly media. And now it's like a lot of empty space, or they try to fill it with TVs.
It's all TVs.
Yeah.
All of it.
I mean, they have a Mac area, I guess, but
still, it's not anything.
Yeah. But the point is like, so Best Buy's not selling those Xboxes. Target's not going to do it. Walmart, the Xbox case by me is full of PC games. Walmart's not doing it either. GameStop, I bet you, is not that interested either.
Considering, I mean, I'm not surprised they went in on the social media posts when the Game Pass thing happened.
Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they?
They set them up for it.
At the same time, what does it benefit them to sell that? Like, can you buy a Steam Deck from GameStop? I don't think you can. You cannot trade one.
I don't know if you can anymore.
Okay, you cannot trade one in. I know that.
But the other thing too is like this next Xbox, it's just gonna do what? Stream stuff? Download?
I would assume you
stuff?
could at least download games to
but
it.
But the whole point is they want you to cloud everything, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
like, why would anyone after what's happening now?
Yeah, GameStop sells them.
Steam
I wonder if they have them in store. I wonder if it's just like the warehouse.
I think I don't know. It might just be the warehouse, but they say it's $278 for 64, $319 for 256.
But you cannot trade them into them, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, that is strange.
So,
but I don't get it. Like, I don't think that there is a console more anymore. Like, the only thing people are going to buy are PS6s.
Yeah. I
don't know anybody that would run out and buy an Xbox now, except for the continuous paid chills.
So real quick, I clicked on one of these just to see
for it.
Yeah.
And it says the page you're looking for, or sorry, we can't find the page you're looking for.
They're probably gone then.
They probably
got out of that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's not a Funko Pop. Why would they need to sell it?
So I have laughed, and I won't name names, but I have laughed at the narrative that the still paid Xbox shills have tried, because like some of them had a brief moment where they're like, oh, maybe this brand really is circling the toilet, and I think when they started posting negative videos, they got kicked into no, don't be doing that. And now they just try to swing that in these like weirdly positive ways of like, well, like I saw somebody one of them post the other day. It was like, well, I'm playing this on my phone. This is an Xbox, trying to use that hashtag and stuff. It's awful.
Stop that, please.
Yeah.
It's just all going to be.
This is an Xbox in 2025.
Xbox as a major brand is going to be over in like 3 years.
Yeah,
it is.
When the PS6 rolls around and the PS6 comes out and it sells like crazy because it's the PS6 and it doesn't really fucking matter what it is or what it does. That's when Xbox is going to be dead.
Do you think that the PS6 is some sort of handheld hybrid thing, or do you think that
I'm at a point now where I'm okay with that if that's what we're doing? But I would still like, especially for backwards compatibility's sake, it needs to have something I can put a disc in. If I got to buy that separate, fine. But
I think that they sell that separately.
I don't
think that they fully abandon it, because I think they do realize.
Think as long as it's something where like realistically, it probably only has to be the one they sell now would just work with that. Yeah. Because what else does it do other than read a disc for A, an initial install, and B, to check and see if the disc is in there. So it really doesn't need to be that much different, but they might have to reshape it. I hope they learn their lesson and make a PlayStation look like a fucking normal machine next time. They won't.
Not this weird, like,
go back to the
mid-2000s router with these two fins.
Go back to PS4, please.
It's a better design.
Yeah, but I would be okay with it if it was like if it had some kind of like handheld component to it. I don't know how much I would use it, but it's okay if they feel like that's where they need to go, just because the Switch is like proven that it works. If they can make it work better than the Switch, then they can do whatever they want. The Switch can barely run a Pokemon game. So, I mean, God, have you seen some of the shit in that game?
No,
man.
I had a brief moment where over the weekend where, obviously the game was coming out and I was like, well, maybe I should. And then I'll say the thing that's really helped keep me in check this generation with the Switch 2 is being all digital. And that's what helped me with that game, because I'm like, well, if it's like the last Pokemon game I bought where I hated it, I can't trade it in.
Man, I've seen some wild, like, you just fall through the floor.
I've seen some stuff, as the weekend has gone on, and I've been like, all right, I think it was a good thing I didn't crack on that. So
yeah, that's wild, man.
I'm not surprised.
Why can't they make a real Pokemon game?
Incentive. They don't have an incentive because they know that the kids are going to buy it.
That's true, but like
it's
2025, man. Yeah. Like, why? How come they can't make like
my favorite meme I saw over the weekend
Pokemon game
was like a picture of some building in the city that they're in the flat textures compared to a Harry Potter game from 2003 on the GameCube. And they were just like, these aren't the same assets. And it made me laugh because they look identical. So that was the best one I saw over the weekend.
I think everybody gives that dev team far too much leniency.
I think they do,
The games barely look better than Pokemon Coliseum.
Yeah. I don't know. I had that brief, like maybe half a day where I was like, should I get in on this Pokemon game?
And the worst part is like, since that's Nintendo first party thing, that game's gonna be $70 forever. That's fucked
love
up.
have you ever looked at the case, the physical case for the Switch 2 version?
No.
With the fucking paragraph at the bottom explaining what you're buying?
No. What does it say?
It literally has a paragraph that explains like it's really a Switch 1 copy, and then you have to put in this download code for the Switch 2 version.
Got it.
Wow.
Yeah, because I sent it to my buddy the other day.
It.
I'm like, look at this heinous fucking case for this game with a paragraph explaining what you're buying.
So the exact wording says includes the Nintendo Switch game and the Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrade pack, upgrade pack, also available separately for details. And then it gives all of that other crap. That's wild.
I think I could be wrong on this, but
that's on the Switch 2 case.
Yeah,
that's on the Switch 2 case.
Why would it say in the Switch
copy.
2 case that the upgrade pack is available separately?
I don't,
because they're talking about like if you were looking at this, but actually going to buy a Switch 1 copy, the Switch 2 case wouldn't need to say that it's included. Like, obviously, yes, it is available separately. Yeah. So are they telling you don't buy this, buy the Switch 1 copy and the upgrade? Like, you see what I mean? Like, that doesn't need to say that.
That's wild.
I'm pretty sure they cut you a deal, though, because if you have a Switch 1 copy, which is $60, and you buy that upgrade thing, I believe it's $20 in comparison.
Well, I would guarantee that Nintendo will nickel and dime you the other way, for sure.
Bananas.
But the Switch 2 copy shouldn't need to tell you that, because
how bad does that game run on a Switch 1?
Oof, I don't even know.
I'm assuming the footage you've seen is on a Switch 2.
Yeah. The one I saw where like the guy just literally runs around the corner and just fucking just straight down, just goes right through the floor.
Oh man.
It's not like he's like running on a corner where maybe there was in a collision detection or something. It's literally in the middle. And he's just gone. Like, fuck this.
Insane.
You know what game doesn't do that? Digimon. Play Digimon. How about that?
There you go. Play Digimon. Assassin's Creed, the franchise boss of that franchise the last 15 years, has been ousted. First broke that he had departed. It was apparently not amicable, because after he basically was fired, because after he said, "I did not walk away," was the comment he made. Ubisoft asked me to step aside after 15 years. And I think that if you want to get down to it, it is because Shadows did not sell as much as they wanted.
They're going to change how that whole franchise works again.
They're going to change that entire franchise. Yeah, absolutely. To whatever the new one is. And we also have those rumors of what the next one was going to be that was canceled. But I don't think it was canceled. Like, people are trying to push the narrative it was canceled for what the story was.
Probably not why.
I think it was because of what type of game it was.
They don't shy away from that shit in the first place. Why would this be any different?
Why would this be the one that would break
other games
them?
do that too, and they didn't have to. Red Dead does it. They didn't cancel Red Dead.
No, I think it has everything to do with this RPG style of Assassin's Creed is done.
We're gonna have to.
They're gonna go underground
reinvent it again.
Yeah. Spend a couple of years, come back, and that's fine.
And well, that's how that works. Like, we did the first version of Assassin's Creed for however long, didn't work anymore. Didn't work anymore. Then we had to change it. Now
this has been like this since 2017.
Yeah, it's been like a decade.
8 years. I feel like it's time. You could take off until 2027. I don't think anybody would complain.
And the thing is like, you had 2 bangers out of the gate, an okay one, and then you kind of just trudged along. So now you can do it again.
Yeah.
And I never played that Mirage game, so I can't speak to like the quality of what that one was like, but that was supposed to be kind of a throwback.
I would like to see like Assassin's Creed stuff goes on sale digitally, like for wildly low prices. I want to say that game's
on that PlayStation Premium thing.
Is it? I'll have to look.
Mirage? You should look. I think it is.
I know that most of them are on there. I didn't know if I saw Mirage, but if Mirage is on there, then I'll play it.
Okay. You should.
Yeah.
It's still obviously rumored, but it's one of the like poorest rumors right now. The Halo remake, and I'm sure it is, that's what it is going to be announced on the 24th with modern features. I can pretty much tell you it probably is a remake. They now have confirmed that both Steve Downes and Jen Taylor are going to be at that event. So you're not getting back those 2 voices in 2025. You're not doing that to make a new Halo game, I don't think.
No,
Steve Downes probably wants to be done. No,
it's not a new one at all.
No, I think this is probably that remake. I hope it's more than just we threw it in, Unreal 5.
That'll be a real fucking bummer if it is.
It would be
if that's all it is, man. Like, that sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know. I still I'm interested to see what it is, but I still think of the context of like I would probably rather just have the MCC on PS5.
It's dumb because like if it is just a remake of one, why wouldn't I just play the MCC on Xbox?
And again, as we've talked about many times on here, if you put MCC on PS5, it would be at the top of the charts for like 6 months.
Yeah,
easily.
The only thing, I mean, name another game coming out that would be above it. You couldn't.
I couldn't even think of like a Microsoft produced thing.
No,
that they put out that would be above it on the
Sony
PS5.
doesn't have fucking anything coming. What would be above it from them?
They just
Wolverine?
released their big thing, which is Ghosts of Yotei. Yeah, like they don't. I'm
They don't
sorry,
have
but
anything
that
big until Wolverine.
that
At least,
Sarah's
like,
game is not
confirmed.
going to light the world on fire.
No, it's gonna do what Returnal did. There you go.
Exactly.
Not a bad thing.
And Crimson
but that's what
Desert
it
is a multi-platform game. So
Crimson Desert is going to be its own weird fucking thing.
I'm super
I'm into it too. I'm
it
super
looks
into
so
it too.
weird.
I actually need to go back and keep playing New World because I actually did like that game.
Okay.
But Crimson Desert, like,
It looks
it's
so
going to be
good.
its own weird fucking thing. But it's going to, it's just, that's going to live in its own universe
It is.
where people
for
just
sure.
play that nonstop.
I think so. Itagaki has passed away. Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive legend, creator. What was his age?
It was like 58. Something
He
like
wasn't.
that.
Yeah, he wasn't as old as you think.
No.
You would think. Yeah, just 58.
Yeah, the man who single-handedly like revived Ninja Gaiden and
Yes.
is the reason you're getting a Ninja Gaiden 4 in like next month.
That's how I think this week. I think
Is it
Tuesday.
this week too? Shit.
I think it's Tuesday. The pre
Oh, yeah,
stuff
you're right,
on
it
it has
is
been very
October.
positive. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't. I don't think he's done much lately, but I mean, he was.
DOA is on life support, if that.
Barely exists. If he was still in charge, we'd have another one now. But
I think so.
yeah, I mean, he was a big reason why like Xbox had any Japanese presence at all.
Yeah.
Yes, for
Like
sure.
at all. DOA 3, he was the one who wanted to do that. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, you play DOA 3 today, and that game still looks incredible.
It still looks great. So
Mhm.
does 4, though.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Even 5. I don't
But
think he really had much to
by the time
do.
5 came out, he was pretty much gone.
Yeah, he's pretty much done with that.
Yeah, it's just a bummer. Like he's,
Yeah.
an early like next gen like adapter kind of guy. Like I said, he was very big in like the original Xbox. It's the whole reason he even had any success. Because remember, Ninja Gaiden was only on Xbox for a long time. DOA 3, I
yeah.
don't think has ever been on anything else.
Ninja Gaiden was never on PlayStation until PS3 because they did
Until
that
they made
Sigma.
the Sigma thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because I think Ninja Gaiden 2 was also exclusive to the 360 for a while. And then it
that
came
and
to
Black. Yeah, I mean, he was big.
Yeah, he's big, so it's a bummer. Then I threw this in here just as a chuckle. Xbox now defines the success by time spent on the platform.
That's
because they don't. It
does that
is.
How much I use YouTube on it? Does that count?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what they're counting.
My Xbox
How
is
many times
literally
I
like
turn on
a
play a
media
Blu-ray?
machine. It plays.
It is at this point.
It plays YouTube. It does
Plays Blu-rays better than any
Plex.
other thing.
Yeah, if
right?
I was watching Blu-rays, it's what I would put them in. But like, I don't success on the platform. What the
I've
fuck
never.
are they talking about?
I have never watched a Blu-ray movie on the PS5.
I don't know why I would.
I've always used the Xbox for that.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll let you go through these last two stories because they're both kind of related.
Oh yeah, you wanted to call this my Final Fantasy corner?
It kind of is.
Yeah.
I just thought they were funny because like the first one is basically more Remake 3 talk because we've got to be approaching some kind of
A reveal.
details about it, right?
I feel like
Because
February, March.
for the most part, I think they said that it's pretty much like ready to go. Like, didn't we talk about like you can play through it?
They said it's fully playable from beginning to end
Right.
now.
So, but I mean, obviously, there's a ton of tweaks and balancing and stuff still to do. But
Well, again, I think of the 3 parts, the second one would have been the most challenging to make because this one's going to be a lot of going back into the same areas and stuff.
Mhm.
So a lot of that stuff's been built out now.
right,
So I don't like the idea of this being a 2027 game is not unrealistic at all.
No, I think that seems right to me, because I feel like this is mainly finding new things to do in areas you've already been in.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. Because, like, you know, we're going to have to go back to Midgar at some point, all that kind of stuff. But yes. I laugh that he talks about, like, everyone's going to love Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Probably not, man.
Probably not, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people really liked the first one. I think the second one was a little divisive just because it kind of blew the whole thing up. And
it did.
At the same time, it ended. I love it, but I get it.
I get why people were.
But there are people that build their entire Twitch careers off of hating on these games. Like, there's that one guy. I know you know him. True. I know you know him. I forget his name, but his entire like identity of like the Instagram clips and stuff I see is him ripping on Final Fantasy VII Remake and just saying like the original's better. It's like, yeah, we've talked about this. To go play the original one.
Go play the original.
But you know, every time his views slip when he plays Metal Gear or something, he goes back to the well. What can I make fun of Resident Evil or Final Fantasy Remake this time? That's his whole spiel.
No, I get it.
Yeah, he said, you know, and then he even came out and said, like, even after, like, you know, the Rebirth sales numbers and stuff, he said it's been fine. I'm sure it's been fine. Like, that game's about to sell again because it's coming out on Xbox and Switch, and there are people who have not played those versions of those games, so it will sell again. They're doing that, like, 2-pack thing, which I think somebody asked me, like, are you going to buy the 2-pack? Like, why the fuck would I buy the 2-pack of
So I bought both of those digitally. I bought the original one I bought digitally because that was literally height of the pandemic. And then at this point, I will buy a physical one when they do a complete all of it is in one package. When you get into
trilogy. Yeah. Like, there's no reason to buy the 2-pack. Why would you do that?
You're a diehard fan that has to.
I'm a diehard fan and I don't have to do that.
I was going to say, like, you're in the boat of, like, you probably
I own the deluxe editions of both of those games. Why would I need the regular edition of both of those games in one box? So there's that. You know, I would like to see maybe Game Awards. Maybe it's like a quick.
I feel like at the earliest you get a Game Awards teaser to show more in like February, March.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So when they can have their own thing and be like, we're going to do.
And they would have their own thing to blow it out.
Right. And then the last bit of Final Fantasy news is they were teasing something for a while and a lot of people kind of figured out, oh, it's going to be a new Dissidia game, which, you know, we haven't had one since that NT one on PS4, which isn't very good. I like the first one on PSP. The second one was unnecessary. And then the PS4 one really felt like they could have fixed it. They didn't. So a lot of people are like, oh, maybe a new Dissidia game. I was like, yeah, it is a new Dissidia game. But don't worry, it's an iOS Android gotcha game for next year. So automatically it sucks. Automatically it's not going to be supported within like 6 months. Because they have a really bad track record of if their mobile thing doesn't like catch fire, they abandon it. Because remember they did that one, like the Ever Crisis thing with like the Advent Children or whatever the fuck it was thing. I can't even remember which one it was. But they like bombed and like, fuck it, we're shutting it down. They're finally closing down that Brave Exvius game, which has been around for like a decade, which I played a lot of. But at one point, my phone lost my save. And by that point, it was like, I've put so much fucking time into this. I cannot redo this. There's no way. But even that one, which was a successful one, getting shut down. Like this Dissidia thing, and like the art style of it is odd. They put everybody in like modern costumes. It just doesn't make any sense. Whatever. It'll be gone in 6 months and I'll never play it. Oh, well.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the news. We can go over our game recommendations of the week real quick. I left my same one from last time in here only because I have kind of an update to it. So, which is The Evil Within 2. So I had streamed that game and that was also me playing it for the first time in like 5-6 years. And then after it, for whatever reason, I decided to pull my PS4 copy off the shelf because I just wanted to load it up and see like what I had left to do in it, like as far as like, trophies go and stuff. That game got a next gen patch at some point and looks phenomenal on a PS5. Insane. You can run that game at 4K 60. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can now play through that game with the black bars like the first one if you want to.
Interesting.
Yeah, like it is crazy. So, but if you've never played The Evil Within 2 and you have a PS5, I would highly recommend. It's a free patch for the game, so you don't have to buy like some weird deluxe version or anything like that. And it looked like with all those updates, the game looks incredible now. So it still holds up pretty damn well. And I will say too, like playing that and then playing Silent Hill Alpha, like I was immediately sucked back into Evil Within 2. Like it's a very good game that we'll probably never get another one of. So, what about you, Dan?
So I picked out one of my favorite PS3 games of all time. I know you love it too. I don't know if you've ever played it, but this game's incredible. It's one of those games where like it was hard to find at the time because PS3 was always kind of a weird system too, where like we would never get a lot of copies of almost anything unless it was like a major release of something. Yeah. But it's
an Atlas game too.
Yeah,
right?
It's an Atlas game. It's a From Software game too. It's 3D Dot Game Heroes, which really, if you don't know what it is, or if you've never played or anything, it's basically Zelda for PS3, like old school 8-bit Zelda, like kind of like Link's Awakening, where it's like a top down but like at an angle kind of a thing. It plays very similar. It's really built on like exploration and kind of finding your way around. It's got lots of like cool little secret things to find. You can get different swords. That's a big part of the game too, that do different things. It's challenging. It's not easy by any means. There's also like trophies for beating bosses without getting hit. So like there is like an additional challenge to it. My favorite thing about this case is on the back. You know, I would always say like different things and stuff that give it. It just says, "Hey, this game has trophies." That's all it says. Oh, okay. But I think this was back when trophies were relatively new too.
Because that game was out like 2008 or 2009.
9, it says on here. 2009, 10. But it's it was just one of those kind of like weird ones that just kind of showed up, and I thought it looked cool because you can create your own like little guy. You can change the way your guy looks. Like you can actually like design it.
It's a very good game.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Surprised they never made another one, but I don't think it sold well.
I doubt it but I don't even think there were that many copies of it. But this would be a really great game if they could get this somehow on like the PlayStation Premium thing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, the Atlas From Software joint back in 2009. When all everybody cared about was Demon Souls. You should have been playing this. One of the last few games too where it actually has like a good like colorful instruction manual that's like pretty big.
Oh, wow, that is nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. I love this game.
Look at you.
What about you, Matt?
Well, I suggested TMNT 4, Turtles in Time. I was trying to think of something that, you know, you could technically play if you have like the older systems, but then you can play again if you have newer stuff, because the Cowabunga collection, you know, if you have that, you can play it readily available. I don't know, man. After playing that version of Marvel Cosmic, I was kind of like feeling about playing this game again, but then I don't want to play the new Turtles game because I've played that way too much. But then I'm like, you know, I don't know. I just thought this was a really solid side-scroller game, and if you haven't played it yet and you have that Cowabunga collection, you definitely have the opportunity to, because it was good.
100%.
Yeah.
But we can kick over into movies. We're in the heart of spooky season, so everything on my list is of a spooky nature, and most of it is I would say, I'll temper it by saying most of it is just okay, too bad.
Yeah.
I'll kick off with the Conjuring the Last Rites. I know you saw it and talked about it last time. I didn't like. It's a 7 out of 10. It's overall, by the time it was over, I enjoyed it. The first hour of it is one of the most horribly paced movies I've seen in recent memory. That like, it doesn't make logical sense where they will cut these two stories back and forth between the Warrens and what's going on with their daughter versus what's going on with this other family in this mirror. Because the entity in this movie is a mirror. It's the Conjuring mirror. So and at the end of the movie, they try to tie everything to the mirror. Like there's like an after credits thing where they refer to it at that point as the Conjuring mirror. So, for a movie that is supposedly the case that ended it all and everything, like it's kind of lame in that regard. Because the real reason they stopped is because Ed Warren had a heart condition.
Yeah.
That's the real reason why they stopped. Their daughter is kind of gets sucked into this story and what's going on with this other family. And that's the reason why they end up going and even seeking out this case. And then she's there's a whole thing with like a priest and stuff too. And that's kind of the reason why. But the problem is like, and this is the worst part of it, is like the storyline that's going on with this family and the storyline that's going on with the Warrens are both good. But it is the way in which they keep cutting back and forth makes no fucking sense as this movie goes on until finally, I'd say like an hour in, they finally get to the point where like, okay, we've arrived at this house. These two stories are going to intersect and now be a thing. And then it's very good. But again, for being their last case, it's wrapped up too neatly.
Yeah.
Too easily. And it's very much like a very, very happy ending.
Yeah.
Because the movie ends with like their daughter gets married to this guy. That's another big part of the movie is like her fiance comes with them to the house. I do think that the battle they have with this mirror thing at the end is pretty cool, though. I enjoyed that part of it. The way it kind of spins around and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that last bit was interesting, but
then the way it fucks up that guy's leg and he just kind of hobbled, like I'm pretty sure they show that thing gnaw his leg down to the bone.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But then he just hops all the way at the end of the movie. And all of a sudden it's like we dealt with the entity and they're walking out of the house and the family's kind of like cheering and whatever. And they literally show him like hopping on one foot to the car. And I'm like, homie, if that cut down to your bone, you're not just hopping to your car. Okay. Yeah. Like there's no way. And there wasn't anything later. Like he didn't walk with a cane down the aisle or anything like that. It was like, I don't think that would have healed like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. And like I said, it's better than the third movie. And that's all I wanted because I did not like the third movie as much. Like that was more of a true crime thing. The only other thing I did not like about this movie at all is like, there are two scenes that they had to shoehorn Annabelle in. I get it. It's a Conjuring movie. The first scene that they shoehorn her in is fine. I had no problem with it. It was interesting. But there's a second one. And they do something with CG and like making her grow really big that looks like one of the worst CG things I've seen this year. Like I would say we talked about when I saw Fantastic Four, like there were a couple green screen moments in that movie that are like, I don't know how this made it. This is worse. Just the minute I looked at it, it's like, this looks like early 2000. We're trying CG for the first time. Bad. So it's very brief. I mean, they don't linger on it, but it is bad. So that movie is 7 out of 10. Like if you've seen all the other Conjuring movies, you most likely will like it and enjoy it. It totally will not be the last one. They've already said that. The other thing that this movie does really cool, and it's the last thing I'll say about it, in the beginning, they go back in time. And it's the birth of their daughter. And they pick two young actors to play Ed and Lorraine at that age. If they're going to do a prequel, get these two actors to play them. Nobody will fucking complain. So they were so well done. Like whoever they got and made him look like Patrick Wilson, I literally thought it was that guy younger. Like at first, that's why I text you. I think I was like, is this like CG or is this really an actor? I had to look it up. It's a real actor. But it was very well. That part of it was very well done. So if they want to do a prequel, go for it. Like that's fine. Then I watched the football movie Him. That movie fucking sucks. It's I said at the time it was a 4 out of 10. I think I'm gonna go lower and say a 3. I really just did not like it. And it's not even for what it's about because I think the trailers and the premise is very interesting, but they don't go hard enough on it. So the whole point of this movie is that you have whatever Wayne's brother is and I think it's one of their kids too at this point. Whatever Wayne's brother, I think it's Marlon Wayans. And I'll say this, him and the guy that plays the younger football player are very good with the very little they are given in this movie. They are not the problem with the movie at all. the whole premise is like the young kid, when the movie starts, he's watching Marlon Wayans play football. His dad's like, you can grow up to be him one day, you know, kind of a thing, whatever. They love saying the word him in this movie too. You'll hear that a lot.
Well, if you know that.
They flash forward to him in college, and he's being groomed to be like the next person to go to this made up, again, it's not the NFL, it's a made up league. And the made up team name is, of course, the Saviors, because that's, you know, the religion aspect of the movie. It's him, man. So he then all of a sudden one night, like he's hanging out on the football field at his college, and the coach is like, you know, lock up when you're done or whatever. And he's kind of just looking around. All of a sudden, this mascot or guy dressed up as the mascot comes out of nowhere and hits him over the head with a crowbar. And now he has a concussion. And so he has to deal with that. And it's all tied into what's going on with the movie. So then it becomes this whole thing. And this is the first part that really took me out of the movie. His manager in the movie is played by Tim Heimdecker. I can't take that guy as a legitimate actor.
So I have a problem with him too.
For a serious actor, no.
In my mind, he only belongs in certain things.
And so the whole time he's on screen, I question, like, is this supposed to be a comedy? Because he plays it that way. Like everybody else is being serious, but that guy is not serious at all. And he plays that guy as like a typical scumbag manager would, you know, like it's that kind of character. But again, he still gets groomed by this league or whatever, by this specific team. So the whole agreement is then, well, you're going to go to this guy's compound. The rest of the movie, like 85% of this movie is at this guy's compound in like New Mexico or something. And he's going to go there and he's going to learn all these ins and outs and train with this guy. And in the beginning, the training is pretty normal. And then they get to, again, and this is my big problem with this movie, is like, it doesn't go hard enough in its weird aspect. So the first like weird thing that happens in this movie is they go to run a simple passing drill where it's like you have the machine, it spits out the ball, he catches it, throws it to one of the receivers, right? But at the same time, on the like off the corner of his eye over here, they have another guy set up who looks like the shitty fucking dude from Happy Gilmore 2 that was setting up that other golf league. Okay. It could be that guy. I still don't know. It may be that guy. It may not be. If it is him, he's not credited, but it looked just like him. So they have that guy standing in front of another machine that spits out these balls at however fast that it does. And so he goes to throw a pass. If he misses, they release one. It just fucking hits this dude in the face. And so they do that. And he kind of turns like, what are you doing? And like, don't miss the ball. And they just keep doing this over and over again until this guy pretty much has like no face left. But it's, again, like there's no explanation to it. There's no, like, it's just whatever. And a lot of this movie is that they never commit to it until the very, very end when they finally reveal, and it's explained that and this is me summarizing because it's so stupid, but what I gather, what they're trying to interpret is that either it's supposed to be the devil or some sort of demon that has been passed down in this league since the beginning, inhabits who they pick as its host, will be the best football player until obviously they're too old. And then they're going to pass on to the next guy who's referred to, of course, as him, because they keep saying that. Him. So at the end of the movie, he and Marlon Wayans have this like duke it out session in like some chamber thing at the compound. He ends up killing Marlon Wayans, and then he goes up to this like fake football field where they have like his agent and these other people from this team that are ready to basically sign a contract with the devil, and he's going to become him. Right. But he's already in that mode. And so you have people wearing like weird pig masks and shit like that. And he decides at this point, no, I'd rather just fucking kill everybody. And he takes a sword, just starts lopping people and hacking people up. That's the end of that movie. So he's possessed by the guy, but doesn't sign the contract. I don't know. That's how that movie ends. And it's very stupid. So
let me ask you this. So in this universe they've created multiple people. Universe? But I'm just saying, like in their multiverse of where this is what's happening in football, multiple people who are a part of this team understand the process of what's happening.
I think only the head people, like the owners, the coaches, and then his agent know what's going on. Like as far as the other players, I don't think so.
That's still a lot of people.
It is.
To not let it slip.
And I should point out, his trophy wife knows too. Sure. The Marlon Wayans.
Of course. So that's an awful lot of people who know the secret of how this team always has the best football player because they sell their souls to the so do they win the championship every year and nobody thinks it's weird?
No, see, I wonder, and that's, again, this is not explained in the movie, but I would assume that I'm saying, I doubt teams.
That they can't explain it because it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Also, there's only one. It's not like NFL is now, where there's like the two national whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just one league. So they said what the name was. It's very made up and generic. It's bad. The movie sucks. Like it's not any of the scares. Like it's not. I would also say like it's not overly gory either. Like he hacks some limbs at the end, but I didn't find any of that to be like, oh gosh, or anything like that. It was whatever. That movie, it's a 3 out. Don't bother. Don't waste your time.
Say what's in your heart. Say it's a 2 out of 10. Say it.
Also, like for the people that, because you didn't know this until I told you, Matt, but like they did a really good job of trying to market this as a Jordan Peele movie, but he only produced it.
Yeah, it's not him.
It is by his production company. He did not direct it or write it. So, but they very much want you to think that it is a Jordan Peele movie. Very much because they needed
to put something behind it for it to be established before it came out.
I watched this Shudder movie, Night of the Reaper, which you watched as well, Matt. Pretty, other than the bad acting from the guy who plays the sheriff, pretty good movie. Had kind of a crazy twist.
Yeah, it was really cool.
One of the best head explosions I've seen in a movie in some time. Partially because it was unexpected. I didn't expect this guy's head to explode, and it did.
Dude, that was so cool.
And I laughed when it happened because I'm like, oh fuck, that guy's head's gone. It has a really good twist that I don't want to spoil, but like it starts as like a very generic like babysitter slasher movie, and that's what you think it is, but it definitely has a twist that goes some places that's very interesting for that genre. So a higher quality Shudder movie is what I would say.
For sure.
I meant to get to VHS Halloween. I didn't have a chance, so probably by the next time we record, I will have seen that. But I have not had a chance to watch it. And then the last thing that I have on here, I didn't put it on here. We did rewatch last night for the first time in probably it could be 6-7 years. The original 1990 It, which is on HBO. I thought I owned it on Blu-ray. I don't. I have a DVD copy of it somewhere. So, but we watched that last night, just first time, and I laughed too because like it's one of those movies where like when you load it up, you realize like, oh, this was originally like a 2-part TV movie.
It's a 2-part TV movie.
That is 3 hours. But for sitting and watching that thing, it doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie at all. It is very well paced. It does not waste any time. So, and I still think like now I want to rewatch because that Dairy show is going to start, I think, a week from today.
Soon, yeah.
That we're recording. Yeah. And I am going to watch that. But I did, after watching this, I realized like, I've seen that remake, the first part of it several times. I only saw the sequel once, the chapter 2, which I remember being okay, but I would always tell anybody like the 1990 version is still better. But I do think that what they did with it in 2017 and modernized it a little bit was very good as well. It's just the second half of it, I didn't think it was as good, but I want to rewatch those. So I think I will rewatch those in the lead up to this show, which I'm very excited to watch that. So, but then the last thing that I watched, and it is in spooky season, but it is more of a comedy and it is more of a mystery than there's really not like a scary element of it, I guess I would say. That new Tim Robinson show, The Chair Company, which if you know who Tim Robinson is, you either like that guy or you don't. I think I don't think I know anybody who's like whatever on the guy. You either think he's funny or you just do not like that kind of humor at all. And I will, and like for me, I'll admit, like, there are some times where like there's stuff of his I just do not care for at all.
Yeah.
And then there are other things that guy's done I think are very funny, like the doggy door skit and
the one with the coffins. Yeah, like the coffin. Some of it's just so fucking stupid. Yeah.
My favorite one is the drive-through one.
That's a great one too.
This show leans heavily into those, but it has a really interesting mystery so far. It's supposed to be 8 episodes. They've only aired one. I think the second one airs tonight, so I will probably watch that right away. It's very good, and it's already immediately captured me. So the setup for it is
I was planning on waiting until the whole thing came out, but I guess maybe I'll watch at least the first one.
I'll give you the setup, at least what's going on here. So the setup for the show is he is a manager of a project that's going to open a new like shopping mall. And in his company, they have this big meeting. It's a big deal for him that he's the manager of this project. And he goes in for like this meeting. He has like his say and everything at the meeting. His time is done. And when he goes to sit down, he sits down in this chair and it just fucking collapses and he falls on the floor. And he just can't let that go. Like he just keeps thinking about it, and they keep like pre-playing these. And so it leads this guy to go like, somebody says to him, like, you should really let that company know. And it just turns into like, he looks up the name of the company. The name of the company's Tekka Chairs. He tries to call them. Then there's a weird thing about how he can't get a hold of somebody at the actual company. Then he finds out that they're a local company. And like, it just keeps building and getting weirder and weirder. And I don't really want to say more.
Yeah, don't, because I don't
want to spoil it. But like, it's also not like, it's not scary. It's not particularly violent in any way. And it has that absurdist, like awkward humor at times. Like there's a part where he just fucking snaps on one of his employees, and he does it in front of all of his employees. And like, it's that level of like cringe, absurdist humor that you either find very funny, but if you don't, it could be the most awkward fucking thing in the world. So far, I'm all in on it. I thought that premiere was excellent. It could spiral into, in a couple episodes, I might be like, maybe it's not for me. But this first episode is very, very well done. So highly recommended. We'll see where the season of that show goes, but for so far, it seems really good. I do know that something fucking crazy must happen in the final episode of it, because even for the people that were able to see it ahead of time, like to review it, they did not let those people see the final episode.
Damn.
So something fucking crazy must happen at the end of this show that they do not want people to spoil. That's it for me, though. I did task, and we're going to kick to you, Dan. I did task you to watch something.
I have one thing to talk about. You want to talk about spooky season? Watch perhaps the spookiest thing of all. The pilot episode for the hit CBS comedy DMV. The show sucks.
Okay. It's not at a point where like, because when I never saw a trailer, but I saw like pictures and stuff. You don't think it could be like the next Superstore where it's just whatever, but it could build? Okay.
No, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
The problem is like in Superstore. All right, Superstore is a good thing to kind of compare it to, right? Because it's a real world place where people might have experiences with. The character types in this show are too heightened. So like you have the main chick who's, nobody loves me. I can't ever get a boyfriend, but gee, the new guy's super hot. Maybe I'll flirt with him. And then you've got the one guy who's like some weird white boy gangster wannabe who talks about like he's just
the actor that you're talking about because he played the same role on Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, so it's just like cool. So you have this like exaggerated personality, and then you got Tim Meadows, who's the old guy who's been there for too long, but he loves working there. You've got the dumb new the lady who's the new manager who's stupid. You've got the two people who have been tasked with deciding whether or not this place should stay open. So we have a year's worth of hijinks to work around so that we don't get closed and all get fired. You got the new hot guy who's perfect because he's I think he's from like New Zealand.
Who's shutting down the DMV though?
Well, because they have too many other branches, so they got shut down.
Oh.
But the hot new guy from New Zealand who she's automatically in love with, but she's barely even talked to him. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things where like they're going to try to do. This funny thing happens at DMV sometimes. I'm working into the episode. How many different scenarios could there possibly be?
In one episode.
So they already did the old lady can't pass her driving test. That one's off the list. Can't do that again. They did the guy who didn't bring his correct form of ID to the place to get his passport renewed. That one's off the list. How many more are there? The guy who fails the eye test? Like, I don't understand. I can't picture this show lasting longer than 12 episodes.
I don't think it's even set for that many.
It can't be. It's not funny. And I told you tasked me with, you're like, Dan, you need to watch DMV. And I said, fine, I'll take the bullet. I watch a lot of bad TV. And then all of a sudden it comes up on my YouTube as, hey, you could watch the whole first episode for free on YouTube. Wow, you must have a lot of faith in it if you're dumping the entire episode on YouTube within a day.
This first season is set for 20 episodes.
No way. It doesn't make it.
Its IMDb current rating is a 5.5.
That's high.
And I the first review, 3 out of 10. Old writers, old ideas, cringeworthy.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's hard. It's another one of those shows where it's hard to watch. If you go back and watch The Office, which I do think is one of my favorite shows ever, for a certain block of that show. Like, season 1 is difficult to watch again.
It's the same thing the same thing exists, and that's why I was asking. Like, I find that was the same way for that. Parks and Rec was kind of similar,
Parks and Rec is
Superstore.
Parks and Rec is very difficult for like the first season and a half. But then it becomes a different show
as well.
Superstore is a little rough to get into, but then when they finally get into the groove, that show's consistently fun.
Consistently funny.
Because it's
Superstore hooked me on the very first episode when Garrett's like, ain't nobody gonna talk about why she's got a bag of meth.
Yeah, it's just like the thing about that show is like everybody kind of works, and like if you've ever worked retail, the show is just familiar because like, yes, customers are that fucking awful. They just are. But this show, I feel like it's cringe out of the gate, and I don't think it's ever going to recover because it's going to be the entire fucking thing is going to be her. So the first episode, I'm going to spoil the first episode of DMV.
Oh God, no!
She tries to work up the confidence to ask this guy out, right? But then, of course, everything goes hilariously wrong, except it's not hilarious. And so she ends up stuck in the bathroom at one point, and she wants to leave, but she can't go out the door, so she decides to climb out the window. And then when she climbs out the window, her shirt gets stuck on this like nail, so she's stuck. And then somebody comes in and finds her, like, oh God, and everybody ends up in the women's bathroom. And then the guy goes around to help her down on like outside. Like the whole thing is just a mess. And then these two evaluators are like, is this what always happens here? We're here for the year. And then it's just awful. And I'll promise you this, Kyle. I'll watch all of it. I will give you your podcast update for Dia, because in theory I should get 2 episodes per podcast. I will give you your 48-minute DMV review.
Oh man!
But I will not watch the paper. So sorry, you can do that.
So I will say though, as of right now on Wikipedia, they only have 5 episodes as of like titled.
Yeah, and that's
but
probably
the order is 20. The
order is 20, but I'm sure it was like, well, this has to have ratings. For
I bet
5
you it
episodes.
gets to like 8, and then it's like, if you want to watch the rest of the season, it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah, Paramount Plus.
Yeah. The first episode got 3.93 viewers.
Million, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not great though.
Yeah, but
not for TV.
You know what? That might be fine. What's the second episode going to get?
Probably not as much.
It's just I don't think I laughed at anything. Maybe something Tim Meadows said, just because I like Tim Meadows, but that's about it. He's better on Peacemaker.
The other thing too, if I think back about The Office, is like that show started as a mid-season replacement in like March of 2005. That was before the 40-year-old version.
That show was always like
before he blew up
to the Office Ladies podcast.
Yeah.
That show was like always on the brink of like, is it coming back? When's it coming back? How long is it coming back for? And then when 40-year-old version hit and it became like this thing, they were like, okay, if we rework the show around him and make him, because remember in season 1, he's an asshole and he's not
he's very much an asshole.
But in season, like as it goes on, it becomes he's an idiot, but he's good at his job and he is likable in some way.
Yeah.
He just tries to. So like when they flipped the show, it worked. I don't think there's a way they could flip this show into anything that would ever.
Okay.
None of these characters are likable. at all so far.
Well, it's kind of the same way on Parks and Rec. If you think back on it, like Andy was not a likable character in that first season at all. He was just that piece of shit boyfriend that lived on that chick's couch. There was that,
and then there was the other guy in the office, that Mark guy, who just didn't seem to fit because he was always like, everybody else here is a fucking idiot. And you're like, this is not what this. When that show really flipped when they brought in Adam Scott and Rob Lowe and like completely changed the feel of it.
100%.
Yeah. But this show, 100%. Like, I just can't. I don't know what it would take for me to give a shit.
To turn it around. Yeah,
I don't know.
In that capacity.
The main character chick, she's fine. I don't care what happens to her at all. Because I feel like every episode is going to be her complaining like, "Oh, gee, my life never goes great, but I love working at the DMV. Let's make it the best day ever, guys." And then somebody's going to drive. I guarantee. Here's a plot point for you of all the episodes that ever air. I bet you somebody drives a car through the front of the DMV.
With the season finale.
Yeah, and then it traps the hot guy underneath it, and they don't know if he's going to live. That's how I'd write it. I completely flip it at the end of the season. Comes is he going to die? No, it's just.
Will he make it back?
I just how many possible stories could there be? It's all the same shit.
The Who Shot JR of the DMV.
Yeah. When they wake up, it was all a dream.
Good Lord. All right, Matt, why don't you fly through your stuff?
Yeah, so I watched this movie on Netflix called Strange Frequencies,
heard of it.
Taiwanese killer hospital.
Okay.
So like I think I told you before, I watched a show on Peacock. I forgot what it was called, but it was another Asian film where they were a group of popular TV podcasting type people went to a hospital and eventually they all died. This one started off exactly like that one did. And I was kind of like, did they just redo this one? Like, is that what happened? But then like 5 minutes in, they referenced that movie. They were like, has anybody seen that one movie? And they named the title of it. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, it's such a good movie. So at that point I was like, okay, so it's kind of like they were leaning off of it, but it became something else.
Okay.
It wasn't as good as the other one I watched, but it was interesting because the poltergeist in this one essentially felt like a mimic. And he was literally like, they were literally mimicking people on the team.
Okay.
To like essentially kill off each other as they needed them to. It's kind of interesting. It is very interesting. It's very interesting how they did it. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. It was a good watch. I watched Law Abiding Citizen. That's the one with
Butler.
Yeah, that I hadn't seen that. And I saw that it was on Netflix, so I gave it a shot. It's not bad. It's a pretty good. It's very interesting. The story itself is very interesting and how everything happens. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 if you have the opportunity to watch it. Definitely give it a shot because I think Gerard Butler does a really good job of at first making you feel bad for his situation. And then by the end, you're like, Jesus, this guy is fucking wild. And then, of course, Night of the Reaper. It wasn't good. I didn't mind it. I watched this other one. It's funny we talked about Marlon Wayans and him because he did Curse of Bridge Hollow for Netflix.
Okay. Is that recent or?
I want to say it had to be within 2024. Oh no, take that back. 2022. My apologies.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. It is like it feels like a kid movie kind of as far as like the jokes and what they do and the things that happen in there. But the basis of it is that this town was being taken over by this guy and this group of witches, pretty much banished him to like this candle. Well, Marlon, his family move. And of course his daughter finds the candle. She lights the candle and then weird shit starts happening. Not bad. I know. I was like, on here it says that it's got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, but like the girl who plays his daughter actually is pretty good. Like, she made the movie pretty entertaining. Marlon plays the same kind of character he always plays, that weird, quirky guy. So I mean,
sure,
he's funny. But yeah, I'd give it a 6. It was a solid watch. It wasn't too bad. And then I watched Fear the Night.
Okay.
Which is, I keep seeing clips of it online. I can't remember.
Is it a Tubi movie?
I don't think it was for specific Tubi. Maggie Q is the main character in it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's weird how it all like happens. Essentially, she comes home from she's a military person. She comes home and she's essentially on high alert. She doesn't like men. She thinks all men are wrong or all men are going to do something. And honestly, it comes to fruition. They're like attacked by this group of men. It's her and her 2 sisters and their friends are going up to their like parents' cabin for like a bachelorette party, and they eventually start getting like picked off one by one by this group of guys who are essentially trying to break into the house because they were told that there's a safe full of money, and that's just what they want. They want the money, and they think the group of girls are working with the caretaker guys who are the ones who are dealing the meth and making the money. It was kind of lacking in the action area, which is what I was thinking it was going to be because of the premise and how it was starting. But like, all the guys essentially died really quick. And the last guy, like the big dude, died super easy. Like,
it's one of those.
Yeah.
It seems like they just wanted to wrap.
Yeah, that's how it felt. All in all, it was okay. It wasn't that great. I give it a 5 out of 10. And then today I watched The Jester 2. Have you ever heard about that?
I was going to ask you about it actually, because I've never seen the first one, but I keep seeing like heavy advertisements for it. And like, I will tell you like my thoughts, and I can see your face, so I know it looks like trash to me.
It feels like they're trying to go Terrifier.
Sure.
And they really shouldn't have.
Okay.
So in this one, which is weird. So like the first Jester, the mask that he wore, it looks really good. Like it looked good.
Yeah. Okay.
And in this one, he's essentially reborn. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. He's reborn out of a box, like at a high school party or some shit. And when he comes out of the box, he essentially rips his mask off, and it's like some cheap little eye covering kind of thing. It looks like trash, and it really kind of set the pace of the entire movie. Essentially what it is he's gotta feed Satan 4 souls by the end of the night, or else he gets dragged to hell and becomes like one of Satan's pawns. The girl that's the main character in it, she actually ends up getting stuck in it because she's a magician as well. And when they meet, he tries to do a magic trick on her, but she turns it around and does a magic trick on him.
Okay.
So now the whole thing of her is that she got him before he could get her.
So you think that's how they'll set up another one?
They did. By the end of the movie, she becomes the new Jester in a way. It's really weird. I don't know what they did, and it's not a good one. I didn't like the first Jester either, but I watched it because I thought it was going to be interesting, and it's not. This isn't even like when like I was upset with Terrifier. This movie is just not great all around. Like it's it's just not done real well, and the killings that happen are kind of trash. It's like they want to be Terrifier level stuff, and they want to make the Jester into like a Art the Clown.
Yeah,
but he just ain't it. Like, he ain't it. And I don't even really care for Art, but that guy definitely ain't it. So
that guy, yeah, like, you say what you will about those movies, that guy does give it his all, at least in that role.
And that's what I keep saying. Like, say what you want about Art the Clown. I do not like the first Terrifier and the second one. The third one I actually enjoyed, but he makes it good. Like, the character he plays is so good that even though the rest of the movie is complete and utter shit, he does a good job. Like,
well, I get to sit through the second one, so I'll be able to talk about that next time. I don't want to, but I will. Yeah. It's also like that second one. It like, say what you will about the first one. I did not hate the first one. I thought it was fine. But it was the appropriate length of 90 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And that second movie I know is like 2.5 hours long. Like, what are we doing for 2.5 hours in any horror movie?
Blowing up bodies. That's essentially all we do in this movie.
I don't. So
good luck.
Did you see the trailer for the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night?
No, I didn't.
Have you not seen it yet? Mm-mm. You know what it is, though. I think it's ridiculous that the marketing for that movie is like from the people that brought you Terrifier 2 and 3, because they're trying to play off the Santa, because that's what that movie is. It's a guy that dresses up as Santa and just goes around hacking people up on Christmas Eve. I saw like the clip or whatever IGN put up of it, and of that guy hacking some arms off or something. I was saying, sure. I don't think this is what people are going to want. So. But that next time we record, I will be able to talk about talk about Terrifier 2. We'll talk about that Dairy show as well, though. I am excited to watch that. So we can kick over to emails, though, and because we got it in an email, that's why I saved it. So our first email comes to us from Eric from Queens, New York. Hey guys, last week Kyle said he was thinking about trading in his Xbox Series X. Well, the value was still high. So did you put your money where your mouth is, or did you back down from it? So a couple things. One, I have 2 Series X's, so it's not like I'm, out, like got rid of everything, but I did trade mine in. It's no longer here. The one I had in the office. Got my PS5 back. It's back here now. Mm-hmm. And I got the max value you could get at the time, which was $330. They have dropped. So it was $302.50, I think. Whatever promotions they had going on. And I did redo my card to get those promotions, but it cost me nothing. When you're trading something that's giving you that much value, the card's not going to cost you anything. So I ended up getting $330. I got the things that I did. I bought a copy of Hell Is Us. That was the thing that boosted my trade value, by the way. Okay. Buying a new game for whatever reason was the promotion. The overall experience, like this is the GameStop that still exists in the town that you're in and the town that I was in, was fine.
Yeah, I was just there
no problems
a week ago.
Yeah, I had no problems. The guy that I was working with was pretty cool. The thing that was funny to me was when it got all done, I asked the guy, it got all done, he gave me the trade value. Didn't give me any problems with anything. The system is perfectly fine. And then said, I asked him, I'm like, well, I'm looking for 2 games, Hell Is Us or Chronos The New Dawn. Is there any possibility you have either of these games new and sealed? I know the answer is no, but because they're not big titles. No. And then I asked the guy, I'm like, all right. My second question is, do you have the circle sticker or the baggie? Because I hate the circle.
I don't think they do the bags anymore.
They don't. He knew what it was, though. Give him credit. He knew what the baggie was. He's like, we don't have any of the bags. And I told the guy, I'm like, all right. And I sat on it. He started looking it up or whatever. He's like, McHenry has a couple. I'm like, I'm not going to that store. So, and I said, well, he looked at me. He said, I'll tell you what. He's like, I just won't put the sticker on it. And I told him, like, I'm not going to return this. I hate having that residue. So he didn't put a sticker on it, which was cool. And so I have that. And then the rest of it I got credit. I got some PSN money for Power Wash and for the Plants vs. Zombies thing. I was interested in looking into a new headset because my Cloud Core is 8 years old and it's starting to, like, the materials actually starting.
Sure. Yeah.
Every time I take my thing off, I'm like, what are all these
parts on your
flecks?
head? Yeah.
GameStop doesn't sell Cloud Cores anymore. It's all like Steel Series and bad Turtle Beach headset, like bad
Turtle Beach.
And so I'm not going to buy one of those Pulse headsets because I don't like that it's like a built-in like mic into your. Mm-hmm. Those have never been good for that. They've been great for like Sony audio, but not for talking to people.
No.
So and again, my Cloud Core headset it's not like it's broken. It's just old. Mm-hmm. So I'm not in a dire need, but so I ended up doing that. Didn't get a headset or anything. Bought Hell's Us that and a coffee mug.
Ooh.
Sweet Sonic was on clearance for 10, but apparently it was only 5. So I got that. Go with my coffee mug collection. And then when I came back, I still had like 200 something, like 250, something like that. And I did go on the website to see how that would work with the trade card. And I ordered the Dragon Quest game, and it's just going to ship to my house. So, because remember, if you have a Pro card, it's free shipping on orders $55 now. But if you don't have a Pro card, it's $75. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I did that. I might, now that we were talking about, I might try and do that Katamari game. The rest of it right now, I'm holding on to it. So I might see what's coming. I might see what's going on Black Friday. Or if there's anything else in the back of my mind, and we talked about, is like, well, maybe if this, Vampire the Masquerade 2 game's good. No, it's not apparently. So, but yeah, I did it. There's no reason, like, as we talked about last time, there's no reason for me to own 2 of those anymore. Like the concept of my fiance and I playing a game together on 2 different machines has not happened more than a little bit of Diablo when that came out. So there was no reason. Now I have my other PS5 back in here, and that's fine.
That's all I need.
And the trade value's already come down. I think now it's at $275. It's only going to go down because, again, they're selling those for $530.
They can't sell them either.
And who's going to buy that? So I might as well take advantage. That's like my yearly, like, I took advantage of GameStop this year,
right?
Kind of a thing. Oh, but that's what I ended up doing. And then, like I said, we'll get through January, and I'll probably just let my Game Pass lapse. I don't even think I really play games online on the Xbox anymore. Next email we have comes to us. We still have Fallout from the Xbox stuff. I'm not surprised. Grant from Madison, Wisconsin. Man, I know you guys were talking about it for quite a bit of time last episode, but this Xbox shit is just insane. I ended up packing up my system and my games, trading it all in. I picked myself up a base PS5 and a few games I missed out this gen, like Miles Morales and that Dark Souls remake. Haven't looked back.
Do your thing, man.
There are, it's crazy to think that those were 2 launch titles.
Yeah.
And the
wild.
Xbox had no launch.
Nope.
Play your old games. They update.
Yeah. There's, there's plenty of, like, if you haven't had a PS5, there's plenty of, like, stuff to go in there and play.
Miles Morales was better than I thought it would be.
It was more of a game than I thought it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a full, like, Spider-Man 2 was a full sequel.
No, it's also, but it's also not as little as, like, an expansion. It's like a full game.
Which is like kind of what we thought it might be. So there was more to it.
But there's plenty of stuff you can get in there and play that wasn't on Xbox. And hey, most of this Xbox stuff is going to end up on PlayStation at some point. So you're fine.
Yeah. Andrew from Davenport, Iowa. Last week, you guys had a fantastic conversation surrounding the entire Xbox mess. My question is, do you guys think that the rumors are true surrounding next gen, where Xbox is going to go all in again on having the most powerful console, while Sony is going to have something that is less powerful but more affordable? Or do you guys think that they rug pull the hardware division completely? We talked about it a little bit earlier, but like my gut tells me, like, why invest in something that they're going to just pull out of stores a couple years later because it's not selling?
If everything's an Xbox, why do they need to make an Xbox?
Yep, exactly.
They could just as easily, if that's the way they want to do it and they can finally get the streaming stuff working, then why make an Xbox? Why not just say your Fire Stick does it? or
But
whatever.
The problem is also at the same time, given the absolute clown show it has been for Microsoft this last year, I could totally see them
Trying again.
coming out at the Game Awards this year and be like, here's a sneak peek at what we're doing next year.
There's no way it's well received. Who is it for anymore?
I don't know.
Because the thing is that whenever they reveal it, they're not going to tell you what the price is. They're going to wait until a month before it comes out, and then they're going to tell you it's $900.
They're going to wait like the ROG Ally until the last possible moment. Like retailers are receiving these, we have to know what to put it out
$8.99.
I don't see. If they put out a new system and it is modular, like they were talking about, I think it is going to have all sorts of wacky SKUs. But I don't think that there's a model that's cheaper than $8.99.
That's the other problem too. Is it doesn't need to be. I don't need wacky SKUs. I don't need this, that, whatever.
No, and I don't think that is going to work. The only way in which I see maybe people would be a little interested is if they still somehow finagle that Steam support. That's the only time I could see people maybe, but
still at that point, just get a Steam Deck.
But do you think Gabe's gonna, go to deal with them at this point? I don't think that guy gives a fuck.
No, he doesn't.
Why would he?
Nothing's gonna happen until he dies, and the day he dies, Steam is gonna become a shit show.
It's gonna be bad when he does.
Really bad. When
Whoever takes over it's gonna be upsetting. Henry from Denver, Colorado. Hey guys, always enjoy when you guys talk about GameStop. My question is, what's the best promotional item you can remember ever receiving from the store? Can be before you work there or even after. My other curiosity is, what's the craziest midnight launch you guys worked during your tenure? You probably have better answers to that than I do as far as midnight launches, because you have a lot more years on that.
We did a lot. I remember one midnight launch. This would have been in 2010, whatever Call of Duty that was. What was 2010? Black Ops. Okay, that one was
pretty nuts.
I remember when that was my first GameStop, 2649, where there really wasn't much else in our little strip mall thing, but we were still in a popular area because we were in front of a Target. And
yes,
God, we must have had 350, 400 people. We had the military was there. We had Jimmy John's gave us food to give away. The guy even brought a fucking table from the store to set it up on. That was the crazy part. Because, I remember back in the day, we used to try, and I tried at our store all the time, try to have partnerships with other places. You remember we were in the parking lot with that Buffalo Wild Wings, and I must have gone and spoke to 5 different people there. I'd just be like, you guys don't want to do anything? Anything.
Yeah.
You could bring wings at 11 o'clock, the stuff you're throwing away. The people will eat it. Bring coupons, do anything. But none of the GMs at that place ever wanted to do anything with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Jersey Mike's one was weird because the guy literally brought a table from the store, boxes of stuff, set stuff up. We were giving that away. We had other giveaways. We were having contests outside. What was it? Skyrim was fucking insane. I think we've talked about it before.
Skyrim, I remember, was a big one as far as attending.
It was the first mass appeal one because we had guys lining up outside at 2 o'clock. And they were like, can we line up? And I said, as long as you're not blocking my door or the door, because this is at 4901. If you were, as long as you're not blocking my door or the doors of other businesses, I don't really care what you do outside. But it turned out the 4 dudes who lined up first were super cool. They were just hanging out. They had a cooler full of stuff. They were giving us stuff. They ordered a pizza at one point. They're like, you guys want some pizza? We're like, sure, I get. And then we had some other guy come by who worked at a local pizza place, and he brought us sandwiches and all these this all stuff from the end of the night. And that was a tiny store, but we had probably another 250 people for Skyrim, which was crazy. And then those kids at the front of the line, we ended up giving them any kind of swag thing we had, just because they earned it.
I think for me, the 2 system launches were probably the biggest. The Xbox One and the PS4. I did not work this midnight. I worked the day of. I'm sure the midnight was just as bad, but GTA 5 was not a pleasant day to work.
Nope. There were people there in the morning. I think I must have opened too. I think I probably did midnight and open. There were people there hours before we even opened. We're we're not getting it till, but it was just nonstop all day. Moms coming in to buy it for their kids, and all this kind of stuff, and like trying to get people to buy strategy guides. And that was always the worst part of all that stuff, was all the add-on stuff that you had to push. Madden ones were always terrible because they would want us to push. Madden would be
the worst one.
Madden strategy guides were like, are you fucking out of your mind?
Yeah.
What do you need a Madden strategy guide for? I'm trying to think of like promo item stuff.
I mean, I think we've had this question in the past before, and I think the answer, and I'd still say it's the same. I don't have it in here because I don't know where the fuck it is. But when Castlevania, the second 3DS one came out, the one where you can play as the two characters, I don't know why I can't, Portrait of Ruin. That at the time I think was the 20th anniversary. And it had this really cool thing that looked like an envelope with Dracula's seal. You can open up, pull it out. It had it was a shitty looking case, but it had a case for the DS at the time. It had a stylus for the DS. It had that timeline thing for a long time. That was the most up to date timeline. Obviously that changed. It had a bunch of cool stuff that I think it had a soundtrack sampler. I don't think it was a full soundtrack for that game, but like music, and it was really celebrating the 20th anniversary.
I remember
the franchise at
the
that
one
time.
Promo thing, and I think I've talked about this before too, but remember the one that like people cared about the most, where when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, there were little figures that came in a box about this big, silver ones and gold ones, and it was like if you pre-order it, you got one, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We ended up getting a ton because that game pre-ordered like crazy. I think that was like 2009 or 10 as well. I just remember setting up for it. I just basically took all the figures we had and put them in the case behind us so that you could just turn around and grab one, whatever. But the problem with it was, obviously we didn't get enough because we never got enough of anything, even though we got probably 100 of each figure, maybe more.
Yeah.
But the problem is the people who were ringing stuff up, we're just giving them out. So like if somebody reserved a silver, well, can I get both? They would just give them both. Or the mom, I have 4 kids, but you're only buying one copy of the game, but I have 4 kids. My boss would give out like 4. And I finally got to the point where I had to tell everybody, like, you need to fucking stop.
That's bad.
Like it's going to become a problem very quickly if you're just giving these things away. If you pre-ordered silver, you get a silver figure. If you pre-order gold, you get a gold figure. If you pre-order both, you get both. That's it. It's not just, you can ask how many you want. That's not how it's going to work. Because by the time we ran out, of course we did. We ran out because honestly, we ran through most of them at the midnight. So then the next day I'm working. We got 10 of each. It's like, and then you got to tell people it's first come, first serve. Well, I pre-ordered it 6 months ago. I don't know what to tell you, man. My boss gave out like 6 gold ones to some dumb bitch. Stuff like that was always a nightmare where we would get 3 and have 20 pre-orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In theory, it's first come, first serve. Oh, it's first pre-order, first get. I would call those 3 people and be like, look, you wanted this, whatever with it. Are you coming to get it like that day or no? Well, blah, blah, blah. Or if I couldn't get a hold of you, it goes to the next person.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. You reserved it 6 months ago, but had to work and couldn't get here till the next day. It's not fair. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Pre-order process at GameStop is I'm not saying it's a scam, but like the way the company wants it to be run and the way it should be run are complete opposites of how those things work.
They are.
What else were good ones? We talk about all the time the Game Crazy Resident Evil 5 Snow Globe.
Yeah, I got it on the shelf.
Just an insane like free
what a
thing.
Weird thing, right?
And it was Game Crazy only. It was just odd. Like we somehow snuck that in. What else was there?
I don't remember what GameStop's pre-order bonus was for Resident Evil 5.
Don't either.
It was not a sand. It's the sand globe.
Right. Capcom was good at doing stuff.
Yeah.
Nintendo was generally good at trying to do something like a stylus or something.
I know when I worked at Target, was it Target because I have 2 of them somewhere. When Mario Galaxy came out, they gave out like these coins.
That was everywhere.
Okay, that was.
I've got like probably 4 or 5 of them.
I was gonna say, I don't think that those are really worth it.
No, they're not worth shit.
Yeah.
Nintendo would have cool promo stuff for employees.
Yes.
That said like advertise games. And I've talked about this before, and maybe I've shown them before. And if not, I'll try to get them out for next episode. But like when the Game Boy Advance Classic stuff came out, they gave us T-shirts for them. So like I have a Zelda GBA T-shirt and another one. But then there was like a Donkey Kong one and a Mario one. When Mario Strikers came out for GameCube, they gave us soccer jerseys. When Star Fox Adventures, when the GameCube first came out and we had our first Nintendo rep, she made like a Star Fox Adventure like visor, which I don't know where it is, which is sad. But Nintendo was really cool with like giving us stuff to wear. Sony did too for a very long time.
For a very long time.
Ratchet and Clank shirts. Sony
was always really good on like shirts.
Yeah.
Rockstar would do it too, except that you'd always get a shirt with the wrong date because then they would delay their game at the last minute. Yeah. So that sweet Red Dead
LA Noire
date on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, LA Noire was a good one. Yeah.
I had a Ghostbusters polo for a long time.
That Final Fantasy polo for 15.
Yeah,
that was
lanyards.
A good one.
I have tons of lanyards.
Gosh.
Pins. Yeah, like
pins
there were times where it was like, you get the employee like bonus kind of a thing, which was cool. I still have a lot of that stuff. A Samus shirt I had once where it was like,
that's pretty cool.
I forget what it was for. It must have been a Metroid Prime game, I'm guessing.
I don't. It's in our era, or at least my era. We basically watched Midnights die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we went from like Midnights being kind of a big deal to being nothing. Like I want to say it was Uncharted 4 was the one where we just sat there and I think one person showed up.
Gran Turismo 4 Midnight I Came Crazy was awful. Driver 3 was probably one of the worst because they made me go pick that game up from like Schaumburg and drive it back. And I think we had one person show up because it was Driver 3 and nobody gave a shit.
Would GameStop have even done a Midnight for Driver 3 back in the day?
I don't know. GameStop was doing Midnights all the time. But the other thing too is like Midnights weren't even what they were at the end. Midnight was an early term. Eventually it became 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 4:30 o'clock.
Or you get a situation like there was the one year with the Call of Duty where they called up and we sold that. The Witcher,
but The
Witcher 3 was another one. Yeah,
as digital stuff became more popular, it became digitally I can get it at 11. Because it comes out 12 New York, it's digital. So like, why can't I get a physical copy at 11? So that would be rolling time zones. But then Nintendo wouldn't allow that. Remember,
Nintendo would not
for a long time. They eventually caved, but for a long time, Nintendo wouldn't allow that. So it would be like 12 every place. But then that would throw off when you could do pre-orders. Yeah, there was definitely like an evolution of what happened to Midnights. The other thing I don't know if a lot of people know, but like, we were tasked to make them fun and do stuff on our own, like on our own budget, do your own thing, like kind of a stuff. I would go to their grocery store and buy like 4 cases of soda for $10 or whatever and put them on the counter.
Yeah.
Just as something for somebody, or like buy one of those like mega chip packs. Occasionally a company would send us, like Microsoft would send us boxes of Doritos. Somebody sent us Mike and Ike's one year. I don't remember what that was for.
Remember when you could go to the grocery store and get 4 for $10 for 12 packs?
Oh yeah, now it's like 4 for $25.
Yeah,
it's buy 2 get 2 at the best.
Now you're taking me back.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Yeah, that's some of the better stuff. I mean, Midnights for the most part were okay. I can't remember ever one like being a shit show. Even the console ones, like we had it down.
We had it down and they went pretty fast, but yeah, like I said, as it went on, they became not a thing.
The only real problem you'd ever have with Midnights is like, so we would ring you up at 6 and give you a ticket with a number on it, like a sticker on it, and then basically tell you, hey, at 11:45, group 1 line up, group 2, like boarding an airplane. But then you'd always get that jackass who would stroll in at 11:56. And you're like, we're not ringing stuff up anymore, dude. We're getting in line. You have to wait until everyone else is out of the store before I'm even going to ring you up. What?
Yeah.
I said, I thought I could, but I paid it off 6 months ago. Did you come in earlier today and get a ticket and a group number? Well, no. Then you mean nothing to me.
You'd always get that.
There'd always be people. And then you get the people who, I never did it, but like don't ever answer the phone. Once the pre-ring stuff is like over and we're going to get ready to hand it out, I'm not answering the phone, period. If you get people who call it like 12:02 and every so often some idiot would answer the phone, well, I'm on my way there. I don't care. We're closed. Well, I'm on my way. I don't care.
We at least had caller ID at our store, though. So if we knew it was another store calling or something, we would at least answer.
Yeah, because then it could be a problem where it's like, well, they had it reserved at your store. Can you just move the money? Yeah, sure, fine, whatever.
But if it was just someone's like random name, no.
Do not answer the phone because then they'd beg you to stay open. No. Our rule was we'd stay open 5 minutes past the last person.
That was always my favorite thing on Sundays too. You'd always get that person that would call at like 5:55.
Mm-hmm. We're open 11 to 6.
The other town. Can you stay? Can you stay open till like 6:05?
Close in 5 minutes.
But I got to do this return. Don't care.
Doors lock at 6. We were open for 7 hours today.
Yeah.
And guess what? Tomorrow we'll be open for another 11. So figure it out. Do you know? You brought this up earlier, and we can move on. You know, McHenry's only open till 7 now.
I'm not surprised. A lot of the stores are doing that.
Yeah, but do you know what that means though? When you're only open till 7, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
You just made the list.
Sure.
Because
I'm surprised though for that, because like that area, I would think that would be. I mean, I guess we are in the end times for GameStop.
You know, but it's on the major road in town where all the other shopping things are. And on a Friday night, my son and I had to be out there for some other reason. We were driving around. I was like, oh, we can pop in there. I mean, they close at 7 on a Friday. On a Friday, you close at 7. That's bad.
That's crazy. That's bad. Yeah. I don't even know. I'll look up the one here really quick, but we can move on to the next one. I'm curious what time they close, but
I can tell you that the stores that my friend runs at both are open till 9.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird that, they're not consistent across the entire company anymore. But that also, again, that's the sign.
It was never 100%
bad.
consistent, but it was like 95% consistent.
No, the one that I have in town, it is open till 7 on Sundays, which is not a good sign because they're going to be open, and then Monday through Thursday, they're open till 8, but then Friday, Saturday, 9.
Yeah. So that's a normal store. I would not expect to close.
But they all open at noon. And I remember that because last fall, my fiance was going to stop in like after she got done with work and then to see just like random stuff they had. And she went there at like 10:30 and then was mad they don't open until noon. I'm like, that's just how it is.
I don't have a problem with them not opening until noon.
It's just how it should have always been. Like, you're not during the week, especially if it's the school year. You don't need to be open at a video game store earlier than noon.
No.
There's no reason.
Saturday, 10 to 9.
Saturday, sure.
Sunday, 11 to 7, fine.
Perfectly fine. Monday through Friday. Like maybe in the summer, if you want to change it and be open at 10, sure. But like during the school year, there is no reason.
Winter,
I can say
not really,
how many times we would open and just stand there for the first. Like you wouldn't see somebody until noon.
You'd have one person fucking rumbling.
You'd have that one person at 10:05 that would run in, look around, especially if it was a day where the weather was crazy. Be like, the weather's really bad out there.
Have you seen a blizzard outside? It's like, why are you here?
Those were always the worst.
I can't believe you guys are open
freeze days.
I can't believe you're open.
And the roads are really bad out there that they're in here to buy their
parking lot
10-year-old game.
I would have people ask me that. They're going to plow your parking lot? What?
Probably not.
Maybe not. An idiot.
Next email we have comes to us from Steve from Sacramento, California. With Xbox now having a ROG Ally system and PlayStation having the Portal, do you think it's safe to say that's all we'll see from these companies in terms of handheld devices? Or do you think do you think either one of them will ever invest in something that has a proprietary cartridge again? No. There's no way. I don't think you'd ever see like a Vita 2 or a PSP, whatever.
No, but I could see a Portal where you can download stuff to it.
I'm surprised.
I can see a Portal that doesn't need to be connected to a PlayStation at all times.
I can see that too.
I think that's next. I think, or like the 6 where it's a weird, like, I don't think it would ever be a hybrid thing. I think there would always be a console, but I think the Portal will do more the next time out. Xbox doesn't have to do a damn fucking thing anymore. They just stamp their name on something else and they're done.
They put a little Xbox guide.
Nintendo can never go back from what this is.
No, they've
completely boxed themselves.
Combine those two business parts of their business.
Fine, it's working, but now that we have the Switch 2 and it's not really different than a Switch 1, I wouldn't put my money on a Switch 3 anytime.
No.
Game? Longer?
I think this generation with the Switch 2 will be longer.
Switch 2 Pro?
Switch 2 is
Switch
a Switch
2
Pro.
XL? Switch 2 3D XL? New Switch 2?
There you go.
3D
New
XL?
Switch 2. They could have just went the Super Switch route. I don't know why they didn't do that.
I don't know, but like I can't reason why there would need to be a Switch 3. I can't
either.
We haven't even touched this one yet. I mean, granted, it's been a couple months, but like you would think they'd have one thing. Like Mario Kart. I don't know, man. It's cool for what it is. It's Mario Kart. The Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's for certain people.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Metroid.
Nope, that ain't gonna do it.
That's not gonna do it this year. I think this year is shot for them in terms of something that everybody would get on board for. Because even Metroid, like that's not for everybody.
No,
it's for certain.
My target is fully stocked and ready to go forever.
Every store I go into has Switch 2s without any question. So I do think they'll sell over the holidays, though.
Sure. But
will they sell out? Probably not. No. But they'll sell.
Yeah, I think Sony will do something else with the Portal to make it stand alone more, but I still think they'll want you to use it with the system.
Oh yeah, even the Vita. Remember how the Vita was when it came out?
Mm-hmm.
When it came out, they really kind of tried to tether it to the PS3, and then because remember it bridged the gap between PS3 and PS4,
right? So. Which is why we always said it was out like a year too early.
It was out a year too early because it really felt more like a PS4 device. Yeah. But
they also tried to make it cellular and buy a data plan, and it's like, no, homie, nobody's fucking doing that.
We never sold those versions of it. Those always sat there.
It's like that's like $100 more. Why? So
I don't remember even
cellular plan. You're crazy as fuck.
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
No.
Who would that like even then? That would be someone that's commuting into the city. Maybe
that has to play their
that's just too specific.
Online.
I can understand that for like Japan, but not here in the States.
Sure, maybe, but yeah, I gotta play my Vita online at all times. That's what that's for. What?
Well, see, you're gonna do your Destiny raids.
Well, that's right. Yes, sync it up. It'll be your rear view mirror for Gran Turismo. Remember that one?
There you go.
That was a thing. Gosh. It was supposed to be a second screen for games.
Ridiculous. Our last email comes to us. We got one from Canada. We have had one from Canada, I think, only once. I was asking Matt the other day.
I believe so.
Had at least one, yeah.
At least one, I think, over the time. Eddie from Galway, Ontario, Canada. Howdy, gents. Question is more for Kyle, but is there any change? I think he meant any chance. Any chance Resident Evil 9 is good. I didn't care for the direction 7 and 8 went in, and I want to be hyped for this new one, but man, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I want it to be good, but like my thing, I actually, when I read this email, I sat and I thought about it today. Story wise, and this will be a hot take, I don't think Resident Evil has been great story wise since 5. 6, I do think that, because 6 is split into 4 different stories. I think the story with Leon and the story with Chris are good.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy those. Even going back, we played them now with patches and stuff. Once you get into the Wesker's son, Sherry Birkin story, it's terrible. And the Ada Wong thing is it's just not good.
Thing, yeah.
Tacked on. Then they remember that was the one storyline that didn't have co-op, but then they had to add a co-op character, so it's a nameless soldier guy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work when you play the game now at times. Like when you do quick time events, that dude just stands there. Like if you're that character. It's bad. As far as like 7, I always go back to, and like it was a cool horror game, but you can tell at the time they were really trying to make something else. And I feel like somebody walked in and said, you could make this Resident Evil. Because if you play through that game, it doesn't add that Resident Evil stuff until the last 2 rooms of that. Yeah. Where all of a sudden you kind of walk into the laboratory on that ship and it's like, oh, this is a Resident Evil game. Not that I think that game's bad, but it doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game when you play it. And 8, I just think is preposterous.
I think the missed opportunity would have been when making 7 to kind of spin Resident Evil into like an anthology series, as opposed to everything has to be.
Well, and I'm specifically talking about like the main line, because like I do think that they should have kept going with Revelations.
Yes,
Revelations 2 is very good.
Mm-hmm.
They should have made another one of those, but instead they did these remakes, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Those have been tremendous.
Yeah, I just think 7. They could have just been like, it's an anthology series. It doesn't have to be Umbrella. It doesn't have to be Chris. It doesn't have to be all the stuff, but they keep forcing it back down that path. But I think the problem I have with those games is like someone who doesn't play them for the most part is they all just look the fucking same now.
Yeah,
7 and 8 look very similar.
The same.
Yeah,
even 9, like all the character, they haven't updated these character models in a while.
Well, the only time that Chris looks really different is 7, because they went with like a real actor, and then they were like, we need to make him look like a regular Chris for 8, and then you have like hulked out Chris. I will say, even though I think the story of 8 is preposterous and stupid, the sequence you play as Chris Redfield is very good in that game, where you just mow that town down. That's a good part of that game. The rest of it, like, I'm glad that we're over the storyline of essentially the mold man guy and his mold man child. Like, that's all done. So this game feels like it can do its own thing. I love that they're tying it to a character from the Outbreak series. I think that's ridiculous in the best way possible. Yeah. I do love that. I do like that it can be first or third person, whatever you want. Like, they don't care. I think it's important to have both in the game at this point. Is it going to be a game that ties everything together? It seems like it. I have also seen rumors that like they may go semi-open world with Raccoon City, which that could work. I don't know. I would say I'm optimistic that I hope it's a good game, like a good Resident Evil. Because like I said, even though I've enjoyed all these remakes, I think they're all tremendous. Even I'm not the biggest fan of Resident Evil 4. It's a solid remake of that game. But I'm cautiously optimistic for this one. And I also, like, if it was me, remember, was it the last episode before we had the leak with Leon and the eye patch and like he's probably in the game?
Yeah.
I kind of hope they don't reveal that until they have to.
No, they will.
They will reveal it. There's no way in which that game releases
as fast as they can.
That's the other thing. Yeah, they spoil that stuff really fast, but I hope it's good. I would like to see if it is what they want it to be, where it's like it's going to close this 30-year gap in the storyline, and then maybe 10, if we ever get to that, is something different completely. That's fine. But I don't know. As far as like storylines go, I don't think the storylines have been good since 5. And I know people will argue with me and say, well, 5 story is preposterous too. It's great though.
It was.
How many other games do you remember crashing into a volcano?
Yeah.
And duking it out in the volcano. But yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good. I will be there day one. I'm obligated to at this point as a Resident Evil fan. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But I hope they kind of play a lot. I hope they keep a lot of it close to the chest and don't reveal as much about it. Like I said, I think the Leon thing will be revealed, but I'd like there to be some surprise to it. So I would like to see Jill return. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or Claire.
Yeah.
Or Sheva.
Sheva would be.
That's always the big one. Like, I don't understand, right? Yeah. Like, or Helena from 6.
That would be like a damn man. They're really pulling for it. But like Sheva would be.
I mean, if we're pulling the daughter of a character from Outbreak, you can probably pull Sheva in. That's the way I look at it. Like,
Sheva could be running.
That is a crazy thing
by now. You know what I mean? The BSAA, she should be in charge of it.
Well, it's Neo Umbrella now.
Well, it's all the same shit.
Remember, it's Neo Umbrella, but it's a blue umbrella symbol.
Right. Well, it's Neo. It's blue.
Yeah, I don't like that's kind of what I would like. I will say, even though you knew right away what that was, that initial reveal trailer was very well done. Because it was that, like, is this going to be Resident Evil? You know, the character models look like it, but the way they played it up,
they do a good job of that until you see a character, and then you're like, oh, it's Resident Evil.
This seems like the re-engine. Yep. So I will say that's the best decision they ever made was cutting it down for 5 years, making this engine, and then putting games out on this
Monster Hunter.
It's been great. Yeah, absolutely. So that'll wrap up our emails, though. As always, send your emails to podcast572@gmail.com. Otherwise, we will be back. We'll be back in November, but we will have a mini episode going up on Halloween, because we will not be here to record on Halloween, but we will have something up. And I think that's going to be our top 5 Xbox 360 games list.
Yep.
It feels fitting that we're at the end of
spooky
that.
time. The death
felt
of the
fitting
system.
to do that.
Yeah.
So, hey, spooky time, right? So, otherwise, we'll be back in November for a new episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening or watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe.